for the second time this year. Alabama coming in with a record of 21-5 overall, losers of their last two straight, both in Southeastern Conference play. Alabama with 21-5 mark on the year, 10-3 in the SEC. You've got Kentucky at 18-8. They are 7-6 against conference competition. The Wildcats with a ranking as high as 17 in the country. Alabama a consensus number 4 between the two major rankings. Time for us to take a look at, in our pregame here, the little things presented by Chick-fil-A. Score big with the Chick-fil-A app this season. Your game day favorites are just a click away. Eat more chicken and roll Tide. Bryan, Passink, what are the little things Bama needs to do offensively if they're going to get a win and snap a modest, if not frustrating, 2-game slide?
Well, it starts with ball security for Alabama, an area that they've struggled the last couple of games. I think they might be able to get right against the Kentucky Wildcats in that area. You look at the difference between Missouri and Kentucky in the way that they defend. Now, very different. Missouri, top 5 in America in steal rate. That is what they do on the defensive end. Kentucky's a pretty good defensive team, but they don't create a lot of turnovers. They're 270th in the country in steals. So hopefully Alabama can do a better job taking care of the ball. Listen, it's hard to complain too much about your offense when you go on the road against one of the best teams in the country and scored 98 points. Alabama turned it over way too many times in the first half, but still ended up with 98. Just shows you the potential of this Alabama offense, and got to get off to a better start. Alabama has struggled mightily the last 2 games. Got down 9-0 against the Auburn Tigers, 12-zip against Missouri Tigers, and those were the differences in both of those games. Alabama needs to start off strong on both ends of the floor.
I understand. We love the tempo and the pace that Nate Oates' teams play with, but I'll be honest with the way the last 2 starts have gone, almost wish they didn't have a shot clock, because if we can win the tap, we just go to the corners to the first media timeout and then see what takes place. We've been fine after that in ball games. We just can't get through the starts.
It would have been a good idea in these last 2 games, but I don't think Nate would agree to that. How about a 9-0 or 12-0 start in the favor of the good guys? Let's start the day against a really good Kentucky team. Alabama needs to play well for 40 minutes, and you can't play well for 40 if you don't play well for the first couple. Alabama needs to start off strong against the Cats.
Do indeed. Those are your little things on the offensive end presented by Chick-fil-A that we hope will lead to a Bama victory this evening. When we come back, we'll check out the defensive end of the floor, the keys to winning, presented by Ford. Stay with us as we're about 25 minutes, actually a little less than that, from tip. Alabama and Kentucky here in Tuscaloosa on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Looking to make a statement? Fast Signs of Tuscaloosa is where you can make your statement. With our incredible range of signs and graphics, you can say anything, do anything, be anything. So make your statement with Fast Signs. Stop in today or visit fastsigns.com. A proud partner of Alabama Athletics. Let's create something amazing together.
1225 is your ultimate game day destination. Catch the game on one of their 35 big-screen high-def TVs, combined with an extensive menu of mouth-watering food and refreshing drinks. Juicy burgers, crispy wings, craft beers, signature cocktails. 1225, where the energy is high, the screens are massive, and the excitement is contagious. Visit 1225 on the Strip in Tuscaloosa, less than 2 blocks from Bryant-Denny Stadium. 1225 Sports Bar, where sports, food, and fun collide.
Tired of being just another patient at your chain pharmacy? Make the switch to Payless Drugs. With 5 convenient locations in Bessemer, Birmingham, Fairfield, Morris, and Springville, our knowledgeable team can provide personalized medication reviews and supplement recommendations, deliver medications to your door, and more. Visit mypaylessdrugs.com to transfer today. We're just what the doctor ordered.
Your moment has arrived. It's time to shed the normal day-to-day version of yourself and let your most fabulous self loose. Make your way to Wind Creek Wetumpka, because whatever your idea of fabulous is, this is where you'll find it. Wind Creek Wetumpka. It's your kind of fabulous. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
At Red Diamond, we know that there's simply nothing better than the perfect sip of fresh brewed iced tea. And we've been working hard to make sure choosing Red Diamond is always easy, with only simple ingredients: water, tea leaves, and pure cane sugar, or no sugar. We make sure our tea tastes like, well, tea. Stop by your local cooler and pick up a gallon for a perfect sip today. Red Diamond. Perfect, not easy.
Crimson Tide fans, this season don't lose out on your home comfort. Brown Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics and has been delivering the highest standards in home comfort across Birmingham for over 60 years. If you're looking for a great team and elite service from a quality company that cares, you can't miss with Brown in Birmingham. Score big this year with Brown Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. Visit brownheatingandcooling.com/specials to save on your next service. Roll Tide!
Chris Stewart, Bryan, Passink, Tom Stipe with you courtside. Roger Hoover across the way as our Cook's Pest Control bench reporter for this evening's ball game. Great to have Roger back with us here tonight as the Tide gets set to take on the Kentucky Wildcats. Another top 20 battle for the 4th-ranked Tide against the 17th-ranked Wildcats. We look now at the keys to victory presented by Ford. Bryan, Passink on the defensive end. What will be the key for Alabama to win for the first time in their last 3 contests?
Well, Nate Oates talked about it after the Missouri game. Wants to get back to the fundamentals, and it's little things like getting back on defense, getting in a stance, communication on that end of the floor. And against Kentucky, a team that really likes to get up and down, got to get back in transition. Missouri, a fast-paced team as well, had a lot of success after Alabama misses, Alabama turnovers, turning that into early offense, and Alabama a little slow to get back. So I think we'll see better transition defense here tonight against Kentucky, and they're going to have to do a good job of that, and also closing out defensive possessions, not giving up offensive rebounds. And Nate Oates took a little different approach and coming off of a couple of poor performances on the defensive end, and that's to give his team rest. And sometimes you come after your team and you have a 2 or 3 hour practice and go really hard the day after a loss. Coach Oates felt like his team didn't have their legs and gave them a day off, spent a lot of time in film session and meeting room talking about how they can get better on the defensive end, but did it more from a mental standpoint than a physical standpoint. We'll see if that rest pays off. He knows his team. Sometimes you have to push. Sometimes you have to take a step back and see what your team needs. He felt like his team looked tired and needed rest. We'll see if a little time off, not much because you played on Wednesday night, but a day off and a lighter practice yesterday pays off here tonight, especially on the defensive end.
Bryan, where's the fine line with that? Because you do want to keep an edge. You want to stay sharp. At the same time, if you are maxed out, it doesn't matter how much effort you're giving if the juice just isn't there for you.
You know, it's like parenting. Sometimes you got to bring down the hammer with discipline, and sometimes you got to love on them. And I'm not saying that they were loved on in that film session, probably the opposite of that, but just understanding your team and what they need at that time. That's what makes great coaches great. Nate Oates considered one of the best coaches in college basketball. He knows his team felt like a day off and a little bit of rest is what they needed. If he thinks that, I trust him, and I believe it as well, and we'll see if it pays off here tonight.
For those that don't know, a thumbnail of why it was an even more difficult few days. The team loses on Wednesday night in Columbia. Then we find out that the de-icing truck that is used at the small Columbia airport, frankly, just a little bit larger than what we have in Tuscaloosa, the airport I'm referencing. But the de-icing truck apparently caught on fire, and we didn't have it available to us on Tuesday or on Wednesday. So we're sitting there basically stuck in Columbia for not only a night, for the entire next day, because they had to send, finally couldn't get the truck there, had to send 2 smaller planes than what we normally would fly on. They get to us, and we all got back to Tuscaloosa around 5 o'clock, give or take a few minutes. But again, they had plenty of time for film session in the team hotel with Coach Oates, which I guarantee you, there was nobody more pleased to see those airplanes arrive and see the wheels go up than the players themselves, because they were stuck with Coach. Nowhere to go, no way to get out, and he was not in the best of moods, as you would expect.
Yeah, and listen, he felt like they needed some time away from the practice floor. But I can tell you, going back 100 years, after a loss, I'd almost rather practice and watch film with my coach. I had a chance to catch up with Coach Sanderson before the game, and we were reminiscing about how sweet and kind and loving he was after some losses. And, of course, that is the opposite of the truth. But these guys, players, coaches, all alike, they don't want to have happen what happened the last couple of games. And while fans get frustrated with losses when you're a top-ranked team, nobody takes that hard to these players and coaches. And I think that's one of the reasons why Nate felt like he could give his team a day off physically, is because he knows this isn't an attitude or effort or anything like that. These guys want it, and they almost want it too bad. He talked about how maybe being on the road kept them away from the practice gym where they wear themselves out. They're in here 3 times a day, not including practice, getting shots up. Sometimes you just need to get away from the court, get your legs back. Felt like that was what this team needed, and I'm hopeful here this afternoon or tonight that it's going to pay off.
Their legs are in great shape. Their fannies may be different because they got gnawed on a little bit. just a hair. But it was what they all needed, I think, as you said. Not as much on the floor, more so of let's talk about what's gotten us, unfortunately, 2 games back of first place instead of tied for the league lead as we were a week ago at this point.
Yeah, not where this team wanted to be at this point. You had 2 games that, at least from probably our standpoint, we would categorize the Auburn game against the #1 team in the country, and on the road against one of the hottest teams in the country, a top 15 team. I think Missouri is much better than 15th in the country. You know, those are kind of toss-up games when when you take a step back. That's not how Nate Oates and his staff and these players approach it, but those are tough games. And to lose both of those is disappointing. You look back over the years and with some of Coach Oates' best teams, and they typically respond really well to adversity. Haven't had a lot this year, thankfully. It's why Alabama is still considered a #1 projected seed in the NCAA tournament. But he knows that these guys care so much about getting better that he trusts them. And he trusts them to watch film and talk about it and see what they need to do. And, that is the kind of thing that has paid off and why he's considered one of the top coaches in the game. And Alabama's going to have to be on top of their game these remaining handful of games and down the last couple of weeks of the SEC season, because you have a high-powered offense in Kentucky, a team that has played much better on the defensive end. We know what they could do offensively, but they're playing well coming into this game. And then a really good and tough Mississippi State team on the midweek game on Tuesday. And then as difficult a remaining 3 games as anybody's ever had to finish up the regular season, you have what will be a top 5 team after Tennessee, #6 in America, went on the road and beat a #7 team in Texas A&M. So they'll be a top 5 team a week from today. And then you've got the #2 team in Florida coming in, and then an easy one to finish the regular season on the road against #1 in the IBOB rematch.
Indeed. the case. That's going to wrap things up for our Ford pregame show. Next up, the tip, Alabama and Kentucky as the Tide goes for the regular season sweep of the Big Blue. We are back with that right after this on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
This has been the Ford pregame show. Ford, visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. Crimson Tide basketball is also brought to you by Coke Zero Sugar. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide. Get ready. Alabama Crimson Tide basketball is next on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Are you sick of pretending to like boring hard seltzers that leave you feeling bloated? Tired of drinking the same old light beer? No time to make a mixed drink with all those complicated ingredients? Then it's time for you to try something different. Beatbox is now an official sponsor of Alabama and the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Packing an 11.1 APV punch, each Beatbox is bursting with delicious flavors. Beatbox is gluten-free, low sugar, and resealable, so you can always take the party on the go. There ain't no party like a Beatbox party. Roll Tide. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21.
Sports bring us together. The sickness can keep us apart. Don't miss out on what matters most. Vaccines help keep you in the stands while we are on the court.
And the jam by Terry Reed.
Staying up to date on your vaccines, including for respiratory viruses, keeps you in the game, protecting yourself and those around you. Be here, be healthy. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM for more information.
I'm Coach Nate Oates, and this is the Ford F-150 Highlight Show. To stay on top, you got to keep raising your game, just like the 2024 Ford F-150, the smartest, most connected F-150 ever. Ford offers impressive technology to help you get the job done in the smartest way possible. For the latest offers on a Ford F-150, go to buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsors of the Crimson Tide. Roll Tide.
Hey, Bama fans. Tuscaloosa Drug Company is a proud supporter of Crimson Tide Athletics. We've been serving our community and the University Athletic Department for over a decade. There are 3 locations in the Tuscaloosa and Northport area to serve you. We understand the importance of prompt and efficient service. That's why we strive to provide service that you can rely on, where we know you by name. The next time you have a medication need, call who the Tide calls, Tuscaloosa Drug.
Hey there, Bob Baumhauer again. Baumhauer's Victory Grill is extremely proud to have recently received numerous awards, including being voted best wings in the state of Alabama. Other awards received include Best All-Around Restaurant, Best American Restaurant, #1 Sports Bar, Best Chef, Best Wings, and Best Dining Experience. Thank you for 43 legendary years, and we look forward to providing you an award-winning dining experience at every visit. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
If you're looking for the best selection in Crimson Tide apparel, look no further than the Soup Store. The Soup Store is every Bama fan's ultimate destination for the hottest gear and accessories, with 3 great locations around campus to serve you: in Tuscaloosa on campus at the University Student Center, on the Strip in front of Bryant-Denny Stadium, and on Bryan Drive. If you can't get to Tuscaloosa, shop the Soup Store online at soupstore.ua.edu. The Soup Store is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics.
Here we go. It's time for Alabama Crimson Tide basketball on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
To the trailer, 3, bottom, tie game, 75 all. He'll rise, he'll fire, he'll make the 3, the bank first 3.
Crimson Tide basketball is brought to you by Barkley Buick GMC, where Barkley makes it easy. Golden Flake, the official potato chip of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Guthrie's, America's original chicken finger restaurant, and a proud partner of the Crimson Tide. Auto Owners Insurance. Visit rolltide.com/auto owners to partner with an independent Alabama agent. Chick-fil-A. Download the Chick-fil-A app and win big this season. Conecuh Sausage, made fresh in Evergreen, Alabama since 1947, and now the official smoked sausage of the Crimson Tide. Cook's Pest Control. Call Cook's to score superior protection from pests and termites. Ford. Visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. And by the Soup Store, the best place in town to get all your Alabama gear. Now, turn it up. It's game time. Here's the voice of the Crimson Tide, Chris Stewart.
Alabama and Kentucky, moments away from the introduction of the starters. Before we get there, why don't we pause 10 seconds so our local stations can identify themselves to you. Welcome to the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Great day for basketball here in Tuscaloosa, at least inside. That's all that matters. Beautiful to see the house packed. A whiteout, as it's been dubbed. Big reason why our partners with CB&S Bank providing T-shirts for a large number of the fans that got here early. Bryan Passink, regardless of whether they're wearing crimson or white, whatever the case may be, it's great to see the Crimson Tide faithful behind this group, which really needs them today, having dropped its last two.
Yeah, this is a big game for Alabama. You mentioned it's great to be inside. It's 45 degrees outside. That's tropical weather compared to Columbia, Missouri. It was -3 when we got stuck there after the game. So great to be in sunny, tropical Tuscaloosa in comparison, but great to be in Coleman Coliseum, where Alabama is coming off of a loss here a week ago, a disappointing loss in a very hyped game against your arch rival. It was just one game, and we hoped it wouldn't lead to two. Unfortunately, it did. Things don't get a whole lot easier. Kentucky, a top 20 team in America, one of the best offenses. They're getting better defensively. They, like Alabama, are a little bit banged up. We're not going to see Darion Reed in this game. I think he's an important piece of the puzzle for Alabama down the home stretch, especially on the defensive end. But Kentucky, a team that's missing a couple of their guards, Jackson Robinson, Lamont Butler. When they have those guys back, I think Kentucky is Final Four, if not national championship good. But got to be good, got to be lucky, especially with injuries. Both of these teams are banged up but need a win.
They do indeed. They're about to drop the lights. Actually, they'll do that in a few minutes with the introduction of the starters, but just about time to hear Tony Giles, the longtime public address announcer here at Coleman Coliseum, get things ready for our national anthem, followed by the starters for both teams.
Tonight, we welcome a basketball icon to Coleman Coliseum. For over 4 decades, his energy, passion, and unmistakable voice have been a huge part of the game we love. After a 2-year battle with cancer, he's back where he belongs, courtside, calling the action. Let's give a rolling Tide and a deserving welcome back to the great Dick Vitale as he provides commentary for tonight's game. To honor America, please stand with hats off and hands over hearts for our national anthem performed by Maria Keener.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regulate their bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star and the hope of the
Welcome to Coleman Coliseum for tonight's Southeastern Conference game. Here are the starting lineups. First, our visitors from Lexington, Kentucky, the Wildcats of the University of Kentucky. At guard, a 6'4" junior from Newark, New Jersey, 00, Otega Owe. At guard, a 6'7" graduate from Washington Heights, New York, number 4, Kobe Brea. At guard, a 6'1" freshman from Eddyville, Kentucky, number 11, Travis Perry. At forward, a 6'11" graduate from Westchester, Pennsylvania, number 7, Andrew Carr. And at center, a 7-foot graduate from Nottingham, England, number 22, Amari Williams. Kentucky's assistant coaches are Cody Feger, Jason Hart, and Mikhail McLean. Mark Fox is the associate coach. Alvin Brooks III is the associate head coach, and the Wildcats head coach is Mark Pope.
As usual, dropping the lights and hype video rolls. Again, we're going to keep it with PA and let you enjoy some of the energy for a packed house waiting on the introduction of the Alabama starters.
Center, a 6'11" graduate from Benin City, Nigeria, number 11, Clifford Amore. At guard, a 6'4" freshman from Mobile, Alabama, number 0, LeBaron Philon. At guard, a 6'4" graduate from Tuscaloosa, number 8, Chris Youngblood. Forward, a 6'11" graduate from Devils Lake, North Dakota, number 4, Grant Nelson. And at guard, a 6'1" graduate from Muscle Shoals, Alabama, number 1, Mark Sears. The assistant coaches are Preston Murphy, Ryan Pannone, and Bryan Adams, and Alabama's head coach is Nate Oates. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Alabama basketball.
Bryan, your thoughts on the starters and what the opportunity with that look provides for the Crimson Tide?
Well, hopefully to get off to a better start. We saw the same starting lineup in Missouri. It didn't happen. I thought Alabama didn't have that sense of urgency on either end of the floor. Too many turnovers in the beginning of the game. That led to easy opportunities for the Tigers. And one thing that I want to see moving forward is LeBaron Philon along with Mark Sears playing together the way they did early in the season. Now, LeBaron was banged up. He's healthy. He's starting to play much better basketball. I think that's going to help Mark. Now, it did help Mark, especially midway through the first half onto the second, throughout the second half against the Missouri Tigers. Mark Sears was terrific in that game. Definitely the bright spot for Alabama. 35 points, 5 assists, who did a nice job defensively as well. But with LeBaron Philon on the floor, you got another penetrator, and Mark is great on the ball. He's also great off the ball. It makes him that much more difficult to defend. And also Grant Nelson had maybe his best game of the season against Kentucky in the first matchup at Rupp Arena. 25 points, 11 rebounds. He was doing it inside and out. He was great on both ends of the floor. And when Grant Nelson gets going, makes this Alabama team much more difficult to defend. And he can also do the job rebounding and defending. Need both of those veterans to play well here tonight.
Tells you where Alabama basketball has come. Kentucky considered an underdog as Bama goes for the season sweep against the Wildcats. Veteran crew working this ball game this evening. Terry Oglesby, our lead official, Byron Jarrett, and Owen Short. Veterans as well on this one. The Cats wearing the blue, Bama the home white. The ball is in the air, and the tap is controlled in the backcourt to our left by the Big Blue. They will bring it to the front court. It'll be Perry throwing it to the elbow extended in Carr. Carr looking to his right with his back to the basket, hands it off. Oweh driving in, tough layup, no. Tip, no. Rebounded flat-footed by Amori. Out the pass goes to Sears on the right wing. Mark trying to shake free, gets bumped, goes to the rack, hands it off. The flush, and Alabama draws first blood.
Great job by Mark Sears. Got inside, beautiful pass to Cliff Amori for the first time in 2 games. Alabama leads.
Cats work it to the far wing, and Carr now to the top of the arc. Brea just inside the free throw line. Leaner is up, got the friendly roll, and it's a 2-2 ball game. Bama runs back the other way. Youngblood catch and shoot 3, no good. Rebounded on the far side by the Cats, and Oweh, he will run into the front court. He'll drive down the lane, blocked out of bounds by Nelson as Grant did a great job hustling to the other end and got the block cleanly out of bounds.
Yeah, and changed the shot on the first possession as Oweh got inside and had a point-blank look. Grant Nelson changed that shot. This time, he gets the block shot, and offensively, Alabama got the looks they wanted, even though he missed Chris Youngblood with the open 3.
Fine line out. Aiden Holloway checking in for the Crimson Tide. Williams with the basketball, back to the basket, hands it off to Oweh. They kick it into the corner. Carr, 3, too strong. Rebound tipped out into the hands of Carr. Back to the man who tipped it originally. Perry got the 3 to go from the near wing. 5-2, Cats with a lead. Here's Bama running the other way, literally. It will be Holloway playing off of the screen. Driving, puts up the teardrop short. Rebound tip, twice, scramble. Batted away, and they're going to say out of bounds, touch last, and a foul in the process on Alabama's Grant Nelson. He tripped the man inadvertently going for the basketball. Nelson guilty of the foul. He'll exit along with Holloway, and in will be Jaron Stevenson along with Phylon for the Crimson Tide.
Another great look by Alabama. Aiden Holloway didn't know if he was going to shoot the floater or throw it to Cliff Amori. He ends up missing the floater. Great hustle from Grant Nelson. Just unfortunately gets called for the foul.
Cats throw it into the low post to Carr, spinning to his right. Wraparound pass deflected. Taken away. Stevenson now to Clifford, over to Phylon, who's checked back in. LeBaron playing off of a screen, flips it to Youngblood, driving to the block, puts it up with the offhand and got it to go. Great move, Chris Youngblood, to make it a 5-4 contest. Kentucky's still up by 1. Williams with the basketball, fires a pass into the corner. Carr, catch and shoot 3 is good, and the Cats make it an 8-4 advantage.
That was a nice pass. Carr wide open. Jaron Stevenson a little slow to react, got a late contest, and Kentucky knocks down another 3.
Sears on the near wing, trying to work inside the arc, gets cut off, drives to his right, hands it off to Cliff. Now to Mark, goes into lane, 15-footer, rolls off, no good. Rebound claimed by Williams of Kentucky. We're a little more than 2.5 minutes into this one. Cats with an 8-4 lead and the ball. Oweh giving it off to Carr, top of the arc. He will pivot, lets a cutter go by, gives it off to Williams, left of the circle. Back to Carr, right of the circle. Spots up 3. That one's missed, thankfully. Rebounded by Amori, and the handoff to Phylon, who brings it front court. LeBaron to the left wing with a dribble. Gives it off to Sears. Driving down the lane, off the wrong foot. Got it to go anyway. Dropped it in off the window, and it's a 2-point game.
Yeah, looked like he was trying to draw the foul. Did draw a lot of contact. Doesn't get the call. Able to finish through it. Nice job by Mark Sears to attack the paint and finish at the rim.
Brea, a deep 3 from dead on, got it to go. That one was almost at the State of Alabama logo.
Well, we saw the best three-point shooter in the SEC in Columbia, Missouri. Second best, Kobe Barea. That one was deep, as you mentioned it.
Whistle and a foul on Kentucky. Stopping the clock with 16:29 to go here in the opening half. That'll be on Oweh, and it'll be Kentucky's first. Alabama's been whistled for 1. The Crimson Tide has seen the Cats go 3 of 5 from beyond the arc to start the game. Bama 0 for 1.
Three-point defense, such a key in this game. 2 of the best three-point shooting teams in SEC play. Kentucky leads the league in percentage. Alabama has given up a couple of open threes. That last one was deep, contested late. Bama's got to do a better job guarding the three-point line.
Inbounded to Youngblood. Chris driving against Colin Chandler, who's checked in for the Cats. Stevenson lost the dribble off his foot, trying to muscle his way into the paint. Here come the Cats the other way, leading at 11-6 with the ball. Chandler on the drive against Holloway, kicks it in the corner. Three is up and good. That's another one for Andrew Carr. He's made 2 out of 3. Actually 2 of 4, excuse me. Cats narrowly got a steal, but a good job by Holloway meeting the pass. Then he steps into a 3, knocks it down. That's huge right there for Aiden Holloway.
What a great play by Aiden Holloway. And I'm not talking about the made shot. That should have been a turnover. Mo Diabate with a lazy pass, but Aiden Holloway meets it and then steps in and knocks down a big 3.
Cats work it down low to Garrison, kicks it out to Carr, fakes a 3, drives in, puts it up now with the left hand and got it to go.
Yeah, that's way too easy because Kentucky's knocking down shots. Alabama going for the pump fake and an easy lay-in as a result.
Sears driving into the paint. Fires a pass out to Diabate. Top of the arc. Ball, no, it hit the iron twice and fell off. And Kentucky will come the other way. They are 4 of 6 from deep, 6 of 10 overall from the field. And they're going to call Mark Sears for a push, stopping the clock with 15-19 remaining in the first half. Our first media timeout has seen Kentucky grab a 16-9 lead with 15-19 to play in the opening half of action here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Get ready to rev up your engines and feel the excitement at Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac. We've got the perfect ride to match your style and adventure. Visit us at our showroom at Skyland Boulevard and let our friendly team help you find the vehicle of your dreams. Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac, where hometown pride and unbeatable deals collide. Drive with passion with Barkley. Visit us today or check us out online at barclaygmc.com.
Barkley makes it easy.
Domino's delivers game day across Tuscaloosa and the surrounding area. Locally owned in Tuscaloosa for 30-plus years, the team at Domino's is proud to be a supporter of Alabama basketball and athletics across the capstone. Domino's would like to thank our customers for supporting our local business for over 30 years. Make Domino's your choice on game days year-round. Domino's is proud to deliver your Alabama Crimson Tide game days anytime. Just visit RollDomino's.com. Thanks for your business and Roll Tide.
With the Boston Celtics coming off a Rising Stars appearance.
CB&S Bank is proud to support Alabama basketball and all Crimson Tide teams. For CB&S, being a team player has been part of our culture since 1906. Roll Tide. Roll Tide. Bama down 16-9 at Kentucky Wildcats. 15-19 to go in the first half. Making Evan Williams Bourbon part of your game day traditions is a slam dunk. Visit EvanWilliams.com to find a bottle near you. Evan Williams, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Bardstown, Kentucky. Think wisely, drink wisely, and Roll Tide. Speaking of wise, across the way with his nose in the Bama huddle, Roger Hoover.
Well, the conversation right now about defense for the Crimson Tide, kind of going over some of the things in the scouting report, some of the personnel for Kentucky, and making sure guard well from beyond the arc, and just having a sense of urgency was the main message from head coach Nate Oates about, of course, we've heard that leading up to this game, but he wants to see more of a sense of urgency from these Crimson Tide players, Bryan, at the moment, trailing 16-9.
And if you look at the scouting report, it says make Andrew Carr shoot the 3. He's a 27% three-point shooter. He's only made 6 in SEC play. He's already made 2 here in the first less than 5 minutes of this game. 2 for 4 from the three-point line. He's got 8 points. Kentucky comes out hot in Alabama with another rough start. Took the lead for the first time at 2-0, but since then it's been Kentucky, Alabama getting some good looks on the offensive end. Mark Sears getting to the rim, getting some open looks from Aiden Holloway. Made a great play to avoid what really should have been a turnover. Mo Diabate throws across court, a little bit of a lazy pass. Aiden Holloway did a good job of attacking the ball and maintained possession. Got free, knocked down a 3, and Alabama looking pretty good on the offensive end. They haven't shot it well, but they're getting great looks against this Kentucky defense. Give Kentucky credit.
After review, the three-point field goal has been confirmed.
Not sure which one that Terry Oglesby was confirming, but it was under review. Brought to you by Bromberg's, Alabama's oldest and most trusted jeweler.
Yeah, there have been more on the Kentucky side than on the Alabama side. The Cats 4 for 6, 67% from the three-point line. Now, they lead the SEC in three-point percentage in conference play. Not quite 67%, but one of the focuses of this Alabama defense is guarding the three-point line. Alabama hasn't done a great job early.
Cats drive it right at Alabama's Grant Nelson, and an easy bucket there because of the work of Colin Chandler. Bama back the other way, trailing 18-9. It's Holloway firing it over to Sears. Mark with a dribble to his left, plays off the screen from Nelson, fires it back out. Holloway all alone, three, too strong. Rebound controlled by Kentucky. Won't get a better look than that, but Bama can't get back defensively. The Cats running the floor well, and Brandon Garrison gets the slam to give Kentucky a 20-9 lead. Nelson feeding it to Alabama's Mohamed Diabate, and he got hacked. Going into the air and falling on him unintentionally was Andrew Carr. He had no other choice.
Yeah, that worked out into Kentucky's favor because that was going to be a layup or at least a two-shot foul coming up from Mo Diabate. He's asking for free throws. He was about to go into his shooting motion, but Carr was so out of position, it was on the floor, and Alabama have to inbound the ball.
Tide will inbound it from the baseline, and a whistle away from the ball is going to be on the Cats as they're trying to keep Sears from getting to it. And the personal will be called on Chandler. That'll be his first. It'll be team foul number 3 on Kentucky.
Another tough start for Alabama. For the third game in a row, Alabama gets down double digits early in the game.
Sears, a bounce pass to Nelson, lost it on the way up, out of bounds, touched last, they say, by the Cats. A break there, I think, on that call for Alabama.
Never had control of it, said it went off the Kentucky Wildcats. Alabama will get it. Still plenty of time on the shot clock, 18 seconds left, but love the aggressiveness of Grant Nelson going to the basket, but never had control.
Bama struggling to get the ball in bounds, beats the count, getting it to Nelson. He'll drive, throws it over to Mo in the corner. Phylon, three, no, rebounded, Mo. Pump fake once, spinning, had it knocked away and stolen. He wanted a foul, got no whistle, and the Cats run the other way. They'll give it off to Garrison, backing his way down on the block, stops, flips it way outside to Brea again. Brea to Garrison on the far wing. He'll work against Nelson, trying to pound his way inside, stops, steps through, and he walked. Traveling violation. Good defense there by Nelson, forcing Garrison into the turnover.
Nice job, Grant Nelson. Low post defense. He's done a good job of that this year. A versatile defender, able to move his feet, take contact in his chest, force the turnover. Alabama gets it back. Got to get going on both ends of the floor.
Nelson with it, top of the arc, looks to his right, Sears. Catch and shoot, 3-ball. We'll take our chances with that all night long. A bank first 3 from Mark Sears, and Bama's back to within 8. It's 20-12.
Alabama's struggling shooting the ball, but it's not because they're not getting great looks. Another wide open look this time, Mark.
Great hustle, Nelson saving it for Alabama. Now here's Sears driving down the lane, off the window and in. Great move from Mark after the save from Nelson. Tied back to within 6, and the crowd on his feet. Offensive foul.
And give Mark credit on both of those defensive stops. It was a hustle play by Grant Nelson, but the pass was off target because of the defensive pressure of Mark Sears. We know what he's doing on the offensive end. Had 35 points against Missouri. But pretty good defense. One of the few to do that in Columbia. But the last couple of possessions, Mark has caused turnovers. Got the pass and the finish on the previous possession. Alabama gets it back.
Sears drawing the offensive foul as they throw the lob. Bama does to Clifford. Ball's batted around, goes into the backcourt, run down by Youngblood after the deflection. Now Sears with it, top of the arc. Left alone, deep 3, too strong. Rebound goes over Nelson, was at the free throw line. It comes out to Kentucky. Perry with the basketball out high. A 20-14 Kentucky advantage. Williams with it, trying to back his way down on Cliff. Gets to the block, kicks it into the corner. It will be away. Fall away jumper is no good as it hung on the rim 4 times, but it goes back into the hands of Oway. Drives in, blocked, batted around, out of bounds, touched last by Clifford Amore of Alabama.
Great hustle by Alabama. Kentucky gets the offensive rebound, and Grant Nelson, Cliff Amore with a block shot, changed the shot as well. Not able to corral the defensive board, but great hustle by the Crimson Tide.
Sears and Youngblood sit down. Holloway in. And also Jaron Stevenson. And let's see, also Nelson sitting down. So Aiden Sherrill, the freshman, will come in for the Crimson Tide for the first time. Almanor in for Kentucky. Gets it to Perry. Perry weaving his way through traffic. Kicks it into the corner. Gets a return feed near wing. Shot clock at 6. Perry with it at 5. At 4. Let's fly from deep. Misses the 3. Rebounded by Cliff. Gets bumped. No whistle. Cliff will give it up to Holloway. Aiden driving behind the back with a dribble. Steps inside the arc. Steps back behind it. Circles to his right. Gets into the paint. Gets shoved. And the foul's going to be called on Kentucky's Trent Noah.
Alabama's starting to get some stops. Kentucky's had 3 turnovers in the last 2.5 minutes. Nice job defensively. And Aiden Holloway able to get past the defense. Kentucky gets called for the foul. Wasn't going into a shooting motion. Wouldn't have minded seeing Aiden Holloway continue to the basket. Instead of drawing the foul, may have had an opportunity to score at the rim.
Alabama inbounding the ball. Stevenson trying to get it in. Just beats the count. Getting it to Amori. Now to Holloway. Aiden playing off the screen to his right. All alone. 3 ball off the mark. It's halfway down. It popped out. Another good look from dead on from one of your best shooters. One of the best in the country, but it wouldn't stay down. Alabama remains down by 6. Williams with the basketball. Backdoor look. Driving in. Perry got hacked. No whistle. We'll take it. Here comes the Tide the other way. Phylon to drive. The lob and Cliff the finish. Timeout Kentucky as Alabama is pulled to within 4.
What a pass by LeBaron Phylon. It was a 2-on-1. Made the defense commit. Had a really good shot blocker and defender in Williams at the rack, but Cliff Amori runs the floor, gets rewarded, and Alabama able to cut into this Kentucky lead.
Timeout on the floor. We'll take the break as well with 11:54 remaining in the half. Bama trailing, but back to within 4. It's 20-16, Kentucky on top here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Producing championship quality lumber is not an easy process, but at Everwood Preserving, it's our only process. Wood treated right. Everwood offers top-notch pressure-treated wood for decks, outdoor structures, commercial jobs, and more that you can build your reputation on. When it comes to quality, we're on the winning team. Visit your local Everwood dealer today and discover the difference for yourself. Everwood Preserving Incorporated, the official lumber of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
I'm Coach Nate Oates, and this is the Ford F-Series Highlight Show. Talk about an outstanding lineup. Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty deliver impressive power and game-changing capability. That's why I'm a fan of Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 47 consecutive years. For the latest offers on a Ford truck, go to buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. Roll Tide.
Based on 1977 to 2023 CY industry reported total sales.
So we're not leaving one.
11:54 to go in the first half. Bama trails Kentucky 20-16. Keep up with everything Alabama through the Alabama Crimson Tide mobile app presented by Cadence Bank. Download it now for free at the App Store and Google Play. Roger Hoover, Bama's got it to 4, looking a little better.
Yeah, and the first 2 words that Nate Oates said to the Crimson Tide, you could barely hear him over the crowd, so he yelled it, way better, repeated it twice. So message received by the head coach of the Crimson Tide, Nate Oates. Much better urgency that he wanted to see both ends of the floor. And then defensively, Coach Adams really pointing out Alabama won that 4-minute stretch by limiting Kentucky to only 4 points. So way better, Brian Passink.
Had no idea Roger Hoover does such a good Nate Oates impression. That was rock solid.
To be honest with you, we all do.
Let's not start. Let's just compliment Roger and move on. And we'll talk about the 7-0 run that Alabama has had in the last 2 minutes. No field goals for Kentucky in that time. 3 turnovers for the Cats in the last 2 minutes and 51 seconds. Alabama doing a much better job defensively, and we know how good this Alabama offense is when they're getting it out of their defense. defense. We haven't seen enough of that over the last couple of games. Alabama struggled to get stops. Bama, just in the last couple of minutes, doing a much better job. You could feel the energy of this team and in this building, and it's starting on the defensive end.
Energy's great. You could tell this crowd wants to help the team, but they've got to be the spark plug for it, and thankfully we have seen the fuse lit.
Yeah, and listen, even in a game where they struggled against Missouri, offense was there. Mark Sears, terrific. One of his best games on the offensive end. And actually, I thought defensively he played pretty well. He needed some help on both ends of the floor, especially on the defensive end last couple of games. But 35 points, 5 assists, and Alabama goes on the road, scores 98 points. You know, offense is not the problem. But when you turn it over, that hurts your defense. And Alabama has not been as good defensively over the last couple of games as they've been leading up to it. Still a top 50 defense nationally. That's not good enough when you look at the personnel that Alabama has. They should be a much better defensive team, and they have been at times this year. I think they'll get better on that end of the floor, but got to do it against one of the best offenses in the SEC in the Kentucky Wildcats.
Cats with the basketball and a 4-point lead. Perry bringing it to the left wing, now backing it out near center court to Oweh between the circles. Now they go to Williams just inside the arc. Goes left side, drives in, spins, kicks it back out. Brea an open three, and Bryan Passink knew it before the kid had it.
It's a defensive mistake. You can't double off Kobe Barea, who's one of the best three-point shooters in the country. That was an easy catch and shoot for one of the best.
Stevenson on the drive, throws it away. Bad pass, Barea with it, giving it off to Powell on the wing. To Oweh, who lost it on the way in, and that's a tough call right there. They're going to say a trip on Alabama's 8. Is it Sherrill or is it going to be on Philon? It's on LeBaron Philon.
Let's go back to the defensive end. You know, defense is a lot about effort, but not always. That was pretty good effort by Alabama. It was just a defensive mistake, not understanding who you're guarding. 2 guys went to the ball, leaving Kobe Barea, one of the nation's best three-point shooters, all by himself. You can't make those kind of mistakes against the Cats.
Kentucky with the basketball. Williams kicks it over onto the far wing, and Carr to Barea. Now top of the arc, Williams. A dribble to his right and a handoff to Oweh. He'll stop. He'll look. He'll fire it over. They give it back to Barea in the corner. He'll step to his left, shoots another 3, misses it this time. Good box out by Holloway, allowing Nelson to get to it. And now here comes Philon. Weaving through traffic, goes down the lane, lost it. Taken away by Kentucky. Cats hurry the other direction with Perry. Looks, lets traffic go by, feeds it off to Williams, who throws a lob. The dunk attempt is no good by the Cats' Andrew Carr, but a foul's going to be whistled on Alabama's Grant Nelson. That is going to be, I believe, his second.
Not sure if that's going to count as a turnover, probably a missed shot, but a mistake by LeBaron Philon trying to drive when it wasn't there. It was either a deflection, a steal, or a blocked shot, but it started the Kentucky fast break trying to drive a lane that wasn't there. Kentucky, like Alabama, they're going to take advantage after misses or mistakes by the offense. That was easy opportunity for Kentucky in transition after a mistake by Alabama on the offensive end.
Crimson Tide sees Carr go to the line and hit the first of 2. Philon will exit, and Chris Youngblood comes in to replace him after pulling to within 4. The lead's at 8, and a chance to get it to 9 for the Cats right here. Second attempt is up, and that one's good by Carr as well. 10:40 and moving, time left in the half, and Kentucky with a 25-16 advantage. They've led by as many as 11. They've got it up to 9 right here. Sears working to his left, goes down the lane, goes real high off the window and in.
Yeah, I don't think he was going to drive, but he had just enough angle and understands his speed and strength. Took a little contact high over the shot blockers. What a move from Mark.
Mark's got 9 early as the Cats work it inside. Carr, a little jump hook, no good. Rebounding foul is going to be called on Aiden Sherrill, trying to keep Williams out of the paint. The freshman will check out, I believe, now for Nate Oates, as Clifford Amore will come in to replace him for Alabama.
Amari Williams, the best defensive rebounder in the SEC, getting on the offensive glass. Alabama and Aiden Sherrill in pretty good position, but the hustle play from Williams forces the foul Alabama not able to close out that defensive possession. And this Kentucky team, even though they're banked up, they have offensive firepower, especially when they get on the offensive glass.
Diabate's checked in. Inbounds goes to Barea in the corner, floating towards the baseline. He made the catch. He got another 3 to go, and the Cats now lead it 28-17. Bama with Sears. Another drive to the window. Shot blocked into the hands of Diabate. Holloway for 3. No good again. He's missed 3 from the same spot. All great looks from a great shooter, but none would go down. Here's Kentucky the other way with Perry on the dribble. Now giving it off to Williams in the post. Fires it over to Owe. Owe on the drive. Fall away shot up and good with a body all over him. He was able to get it to go, and the Cats now lead it 30-18 with 9.5 remaining before intermission. Bama finds Diabate, top of the arc, hands it off to Sears, playing through contact. Martin will now back it out to the top of the circle. Works between the rings, goes to his left, goes through defenders, kicks it over to Cliff, who fires a pass to Aiden. A deep three. He was too close earlier.
You know, he's had some wide open shots in rhythm, right on the line. This one deep, and he knocks it down. Eventually, the law of averages catch up for a great shooter like Aiden Holloway.
Barea on the drive, shoots and misses down low. Tipped out, taken away by Mo. Bounce pass Sears front court. Mark backs it up, gives it off. Deflection into the hands, Youngblood for 3. Too strong, rebound tip, fought for, scramble. Mo takes it away. Outside to Aiden. One more to Mark, baby. Off the rim, and a foul is going to be called on Kentucky.
Boy, Alabama continues to get wide open looks from their best shooters, just can't convert. Knocked down the deep one from Aiden Holloway. Alabama 3 for 12 from the three-point line, and the quality of looks have been terrific. If that keeps up, good news for Alabama. This team, especially with those shooters like Sears and Holloway and Chris Youngblood, if they continue to get looks like that, they're eventually going to fall.
Sears 1 of 3, Holloway 2 of 5, Youngblood so far 0 for 2 as Bama will inbound it from the baseline. Chris to get it in. Looking, beats the count but throws it away. Away with the steal. He'll weave through traffic going right at Holloway. Shot missed. Here comes 8. Firing it ahead. We had 2 on none. Mark all the way to the rim. Lays it up and in for 2. Great job by the Tide. Hustling back ahead of the pack and pulling back to within 7.
Alabama fortunate right there as Kentucky had numbers. 4-point swing as Bama gets the stop and the easy layup.
Cats with a basketball, top of the arc, Garrison. Cliff all over him. They give it off. Perry all alone for 3. Rims out. Hallelujah. Rebounded by Cliff. Gives it off to Sears. Bama trying to make another run. Sears on the drive. Knocked away. Lays it up. Wouldn't go. And a foul is going to be called on the Cats. That's again going to be on Travis Perry, the freshman from Eddyville, Kentucky. Ball was knocked away from Mark, but he ran it down, tried to lay it up, but got fouled, and he'll go to the line, I believe, to shoot 2.
Yeah, great job. Alabama able to get the stop. Fortunate as Kentucky got an open look. Perry at the top of the key. He's 1 for 4, a really good shooter, but Alabama has missed a bunch of open shots. Kentucky finally misses a wide open one from one of their better shooters, but Mark Sears took advantage, got in the lane, took the contact, and almost a 3-point play opportunity, but he'll go to the line for 2.
1 plus the bonus, they say now, as that is the 7th. But with Mark at the line more often than not,
I was confident.
1 and 1 is a 2.
I thought he was going into a shooting motion, but either way,
I'm not disagreeing
wrong.
with you.
He is going to the line for 2.
He is indeed. Second one's up, second one's good. Got them both. Here's Jaron Stevenson checking in for Clifford Amore for the Crimson Tide. Nope, it's Mark that's going to sit down. Jaron came in, gave Cliff 5, so I assumed he was going out. Instead, it's Mark that heads to the bench to get a breather.
Nate just trying to get Mark a few extra minutes.
Yep.
Next dead ball will be the under 8 media timeout.
Kentucky with it near side. Up top, they go it to Almore. Almore will hand it now to Chandler, who's driving. Gives it over on the wing. They dump it into the low post. Cat spinning with Garrison to his left. His strong hand missed it. Long rebound tipped out, grabbed by Philon. We got 2 on 2. Philon left wing, 3, no good. Weak side rebound. Youngblood got fouled, no whistle, but it's out into the hands of Philon again. LeBaron on the drive, hesitates, stays on the left wing. Looking down low for Mo, can't get it to him. He'll drive right. He'll go with a bounce pass. There's Mo for 2.
Beautiful high pick and roll, and the smart play. LeBaron Philon with a bounce pass, and Mo Diabate with the easy dunk.
Fourth ranked tied, back to within 3 against Kentucky. Down low, they throw it to Garrison. He spins and was able to lay it up and in for 2 over Diabate. Got it way too deep right there, about 2 feet away. He was able to score. Now Philon the other way for Bama. Gives it off to Cliff. Dribbling to his right, picks it up, needs help, gives it off to Mo. He'll call for a screen and get one. Steps inside the arc, hands it off to Philon again. Shot clock at 10. Philon fakes a pass, drives in, hands it off to Cliff, lost it. Here comes Kentucky trying to add to their 5-point advantage. Near side, Noah, 4th quarter, that is no good. Rebound is tipped out, grabbed by Stevenson. Jarrett on the drive, he gets fouled, and we'll have the ball when we come back. 6:30 to go, first half. Kentucky 32, Bama 27. Glad you're with us in T-Town on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey Bama fans, this is Roger Hoover. Each Thursday at 2 p.m. Central, join us live for Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. This live streaming talk show features the latest on Alabama athletics with exclusive conversations with Tide student athletes, coaches, and media members giving their perspective on the Crimson Tide. You can watch on YouTube, Facebook, and X, with all conversations archived as well on the Alabama Insider podcast. Roll Tide with Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR.
Convenience is the name of the game at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Tuscaloosa University. Located on Veterans Memorial Parkway, the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Tuscaloosa University offers just the right amenities for a relaxing getaway or a productive business trip. The University of Alabama, Bryant-Denny Stadium, Coleman Coliseum, and the Bryan Conference Center are within 2 miles, making any visit to the Capstone convenient. Whatever you're visiting Tuscaloosa for, the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Tuscaloosa University is the perfect hotel destination and a proud preferred hotel partner of the Crimson Tide.
6 minutes, 30 seconds to go in the first half at Coleman. Bama trails Kentucky 32-27. Here's an important reminder to all Bama fans. Stay up to date with all recommended vaccinations. Flu season is here, so don't wait. Vaccinate. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM to learn more. Tom Stipe, Chris Stewart, Bryan Passink. We are courtside. Courtside on the other side of the court is our own Roger Hoover.
Thank you, Tom. And the conversation right now all about defense for the Crimson Tide, especially 3-point defense against Kentucky. So that's point of emphasis moving forward over this next 6.5 minutes for halftime. And offensively, a lot of good things happening right now for the Crimson Tide. Seems like the coaching staff's pretty pleased with the way that Alabama is sharing the basketball. So again, Brian, try and find a way to slow down Kentucky from beyond the arc.
Yeah, both teams are getting great looks. Unfortunately, Kentucky's making their open shot, 6 for 12 from the 3-point line, and Alabama from deep, just 3 for 13, 23%. But as we talked about, if Alabama continues to execute, take care of the ball, should get good looks against this Kentucky defense. And good to see Mark Sears continuing to play at a high level. He leads all scorers with 13 points, 5 for 9 from the field, 1 for 3 from the 3-point line, but getting inside the defense and making plays.
One of Bryan's former teammates being recognized here at Coleman Coliseum, in addition to our radio network and, of course, Kentucky's Compass Radio Group doing the national radio broadcast. And Big Shot Bob's in the house. Robert Ory provided the color commentary on their broadcast, but being acknowledged by the home folks here in Tuscaloosa. Man, was he good.
Oh, man.
Especially late in ball games, huh?
Yeah, Big Shot Bob. He did it at the college level, but, man, not many did it better at the NBA level. I believe 7 NBA championships with the Houston Rockets, the LA Lakers, San Antonio Spurs, and the one common denominator between all of those teams and all their success during that period of the 90s and early 2000s was Robert Ory.
Yeah.
A guy that became a legend here in Tuscaloosa, a great player, a great teammate, a great guy. He's doing well, doing some television for the Los Angeles Lakers, doing national radio. Had a chance to catch up with him in Austin, Texas, and also before the Auburn game. He's been in Alabama's last 3 games. Wouldn't mind having him out on the court.
Yeah.
We could use him. He's one of the best players in Alabama history and a great pro and great guy.
Always good to have the alums back in the house, and a bunch of them here the last couple of weeks. There's Herb Jones on the baseline again. Glad he is here as well. Jaron Stevenson at the strike. Front end of a 1-and-1, up and good for Stevenson. Jaron, of course, the sophomore out of Chapel Hill, Seaforth High School in North Carolina. 6'11", 215. Second year in college, hits them both.
We should guard better just having Herb Jones in the building.
Osmosis.
Yeah, just looking over. I mean, you got to guard if Herb's watching you.
Got back to within 3 is Alabama. Perry with the ball for Kentucky between the circles. Gives it off to Berea. Berea to his right. Stops, looks, throws it down low. The dunk is missed, and they're going to call the foul on the Crimson Tide's Clifford Amore. Terry Oglesby said he got him on the arm, and on Cliff, that's going to be personal number 1.
Not sure if he got him. Hard to tell on the replay. Judging by Cliff's reaction, he didn't feel like there was contact. But going back to the last couple of defensive possessions, there has been contact on this end. So Alabama maybe the fortunate recipient of some no calls on that end of the floor. Cliff gets called for this one, and Kentucky gets to the line.
Garrison at the strike where he missed the first. He's only a 54% free throw shooter on the year. Here comes his second try. And that one's no good. The box out allows Sears to get it. And he will bring it front court for Alabama. The Tide could not the score with the 3. We led early, but the Cats have led the majority of the half. Pump fake and a pass. There's Holloway for 3. In, no good. Rebounded Cliff, and he'll slam it down.
I can't believe Holloway missed that one. It was in rhythm, went halfway down and popped out. But Cliff Amore getting on the offensive glass, throws it down.
Again, he was too close. He was around the line. He needs to step back about 25 feet. Now it's Oweh with it at the elbow. Flips it back out to Berea. Berea between the circles. Goes to his right off of a screen. Stops. Goes left. Gets into the paint. Stops. Bounce pass. Deflected by Youngblood. Scramble. Loose ball. Picked up by Berea. Gives it over. 3-ball Perry. It's a brick. Rebounded Bama. Here comes the Tide looking to regain the lead. Stevenson on the left wing with a dribble. Still has it. Goes between the legs. Goes down the lane. Goes to the rack. And Bama has taken the lead.
How about the toughness of Jaron Stevenson? Took it right at the defender. Physical play, took a little contact, finished through it, and Alabama takes the lead. And listen to this crowd.
Time out, Kentucky. As the fuse has been lit again at Coleman Coliseum. 32nd timeout being used by Kentucky's head coach Mark Pope. The energy of the team feeding the crowd and vice versa.
You feel like you know what you're going to get from this Alabama team on the offensive end. They are the most high-powered offense in the country, leads the nation in scoring. But when you do it on both ends, that's when this team can be great. And Alabama has been great the last few minutes. A 15-2 run in the last 4 minutes. Kentucky won for their last 7. And Alabama's hard to guard when you set your defense. Almost impossible when you don't. Alabama's been able to get stops. They're going against Kentucky in transition. Advantage Alabama in that case. And the reason why Alabama has been able to battle back.
5:07 to go. First half action here at Coleman Coliseum. We are a long way from the finish line, but it's nice to not have to play catch up with 5 minutes to go in the half. Bama did not hold the lead in its last home game against Auburn. Did not hold the lead against Missouri. Falling behind 9-0 and 12-0 respectively. We got the first points of the game, but fell behind 11. Now Bama leads it 33-32. Kentucky, though, with the ball. Oweh on the drive against Mo. Gets underneath the basket. Tough left-hand layup. No good, but he stepped on the baseline before the shot attempt anyway. Owen short right there to make the call. Couldn't hear the whistle because the crowd's so loud.
Tough physical defense by Mo Diabate. Fortunate they didn't call him for a pushing foul. Ball went out of bounds. Mo Diabate, one of the most physical players in the SEC, with a nice defensive play.
Bama with the basketball. Sears will trot towards center court. Mo, Cliff, Holloway, Youngblood on the floor for the Tide. Aiden's with it. He'll drive. He'll stop. He'll flip it to Cliff. Gives it back to him. Catch and shoot. 3 bottom. He's got to quit standing still and shooting wide open threes. Somebody guard him so he can make them like he did right there. Backdoor look for Kentucky, a thing of beauty, as they're able to get the layup that time from Perry. Bama the other way, up 2, 36-34. Sears calling for a screen. Plays off of it. Bounce pass to Cliff. He'll drive. He'll stop. He'll look. He'll go back to Mark, top of the arc. Sears working. Off the screen, goes left, goes down the lane, kicks in the corner to Mo. Mo with 10 to shoot, gets into the paint, spins, shoots, count it, and he is fouled.
Late shot clock situation. Mo Diabate able to back his man down, turn back to his right shoulder, going with his strong hand, which is the left hand, takes the contact, able to score. That was a smart and tough play by Mo Diabate.
Looking like Bama again. That is a very nice thing. 4th-ranked team in America, the Crimson Tide, against the 17th-ranked Kentucky Wildcats. Beat them in Lexington 102-97. A month ago, Diabate can't get it to go, and he stepped over the line, I believe.
Even with that missed free throw, Alabama on a 20-4 run in the last 5 minutes. Getting it done on both ends of the floor. Great hustle plays defensively by Mo. An aggressive late shot clock situation. Misses the free throw, and now Kentucky a chance to cut into the Alabama 4-point lead as they'll go to the line for a 1-and-1. Alabama trying to get the offensive rebound, gets called for the foul.
It's going to be on Youngblood. You know, we talk about in football, we get frustrated because of the double number deal. You got multiple players that may have the same number. Well, in basketball, if you got more than a 5, I mean, you know, a 1 or a 5, that's one thing. And a 4, that's one thing. When you got an 8, and Terry Oglesby throws up 2 4s, I'm going, there ain't no 44 on the floor. What's the deal? Don't make me do math. Free throw missed by Noah for Kentucky. The 1-and-1 was missed, and Bama leading by 4 brings it front court to our left with 4 minutes remaining in the half. Here's Phylon. Tried to get it to Sears. Ball deflected away from him into the hands of Cliff. Picks it up, gives it off to Mark. Driving the lane, goes to the rim, got blocked, but he got fouled in the process, and he will go to the free throw line when we come back to Tuscaloosa. 3:50 remains in the first half here in T-Town. A 38-34 score between Alabama and Kentucky. Good guys on top here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey there, everybody. Bob Baumhauer here, letting you know that we understand that times are tough and we truly believe value matters. So, by popular demand, we brought back our Inflation Bites menu featuring scratch-made meals that will make the whole family smile, and your wallet, too. Menu items start at just $7.99, and any entree comes with a free beverage. Try our classic tailgate burger for just $8.99, or our hearty Bam Bam chicken platter for $9.99. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Alabama Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
Tonight's game is brought to you by CB&S Bank, proud to support Alabama basketball and all Crimson Tide teams, where CB&S, being a team player, has been part of our culture since 1906. Roll Tide. Bama's up 4, 38-34. 3:50 to go in the first half. Stay with us at the half for the Toyota halftime report with first half stats, scores from around the SEC, and a quick chat with Coach Nate Oates, presented by Cook's Pest Control and Roger Hoover.
Yeah, Coach Oates just now sitting down and talking with the team, but did get to hear Coach Adams talk about the defense. Really liked what he's seen from Alabama the last 7 minutes of this ballgame. Alabama's essentially outscored in that stretch Kentucky 20-4 over that stretch. So a good stretch offensively and defensively. Now Alabama, as Coach Adams put it, has put itself in a great position going into halftime, but Bryan have to finish strong this final 3:50.
Yeah, Alabama had some rough starts over the last few games and some rough finishes to the half. Got to close out strong. As you mentioned, that 20-4 run, a big reason why Alabama is where they are right now, getting it done defensively and turning that defense into offense, not having to go against a set Kentucky defense. These are two great offensive teams, want to get up and down, but Alabama has been able to get out in transition, especially Mark Sears, who hasn't shot the ball great from the three-point line, and Alabama as a team hasn't shot it great, but they're getting downhill, they're getting to the rim and to the free throw line. Mark Sears leading the way with 13 points. He'll have an opportunity to go to the line and extend that, but Alabama over the last 5.5 minutes getting it done on both ends of the floor.
Brea and Carr leading Kentucky with 11 and 10 respectively. They've gotten 6 boards from Otega Owe, who leads them in scoring, coming in at 16 a game, but he's only got 2 so far. Alabama's gotten 13 from Mark Sears, 9 from Aiden Holloway, and 7 boards to go with his 6 points from Clifford Amore. Also team numbers, Bama has outscored Kentucky in the fast break 10-4. The bench has outscored the Cats 17-6, tied with a 20-14 advantage in the paint, and outscored the Cats 10-5 on turnovers, but they have had 6 second chance points to Alabama's 4. Sears at the line, shooting a pair. First one's up, first one's good. Nice start from the line for Bama, 5 of 6. The Cats only 2 of 5 from the free throw line. Second attempt up, second attempt perfect. And it's a 40-34 lead, 6 points, the biggest advantage for Alabama. Kentucky's biggest lead has been 12. That was right at 6 minutes ago. Quite a turn of events for Alabama in that time. Williams with it for the Cats to Owe. Far side, gives it off to Perry. Perry throws it into the post to Williams. Fires the pass all the way in the far corner to Brea. Drives baseline, cut off. Steps back. Deep contested jumper. No good. Rebound tipped into the hands of Sears. Here's the Tide front court with a 6-point lead. Sears to the top of the arc. Over to Stevenson. Catch and shoot 3. No good. Rebound tipped, and a foul's going to be whistled on Kentucky.
Well, I thought that one was going down. Jaron Stevenson open from the three-point line on the left side in rhythm. Mark Sears finds him, and because of the transition situation and Alabama going quick, Kentucky doesn't get their block-out assignments. Cliff Amore fighting for the offensive rebound. They pushed off on him, and he'll go to the line. Alabama in the double bonus, so it'll be Cliff shooting 2.
Amore again with 8 rebounds now to go with 6 points. First trip to the stripe for him, and he knocks it down. 66% free throw shooter on the season is Clifford Amore, the transfer from Rutgers. Second try, perfect as well. He's got as nice a looking shot for a near 7-footer as you'll see. 42-34, Bama by 8. The Tide in the midst of a 15-2 run over the last 3.5 minutes. Kentucky with the ball. Williams to Brea, top of the arc. Driving down the lane, circles away from traffic. Backs it out beyond the arc again. Shot clock down to 12. Williams now trying to go downhill against Cliff. Gets cut off. Stops on the block. 5 to shoot. Works his way left. Jump hook up and good. That's a nice play by Williams to end the Alabama run. But the Tide literally runs the other way and then loses the handle. Philon dropped it. Here comes Kentucky the other way with Perry. Perry giving it off to Williams, top of the key. Dribbles to his left, pivots and hands it off to Brea. Brea trying to step back, can't get free from Stevenson. Feeds it off to Williams at the elbow. Trying to back his way down against Diabate. Kicks it into the corner to Perry, back to Williams. Williams with 8 to shoot. Fires it back up top. Brea 5, Brea 4. Brea 3, Brea 2 to Williams at 1. A desperation heave. It's an air ball, and the shot clock violation forced by the Alabama defense.
Alabama's defense has been outstanding over the last 8 minutes of this half, and even going back to the last possession where Kentucky finally scored. It was great defense from Cliff Amore. Williams hits a tough shot right there. Alabama forcing a shot clock violation against one of the fastest paced teams in the country. These are 2 teams that want to get up and down that have very few shot clock violations. That was a great defensive possession by Alabama.
Phylon out, Holloway in to replace him for the Crimson Tide. Cliff with it, top of the arc, looking right, Sears playing off of a screen, now left alone, Noah defending him, and may need help. Bounce pass going to Cliff, fires it left corner, Stevenson, put three, too strong again, and the rebound controlled by the Cats. Two looks from Stevenson in the last minute that have looked really good but wouldn't stay down. Now Williams trying to back down on Cliff, gets into the paint, spins, shoots wildly with the right hand, but they'll call Amari for the foul, and that will send the big man Amari Williams to the free throw line.
Well, Alabama looks great offensively, just not shooting the ball well from three. 4 for 17, getting great looks from some good shooters, just 24% from the three-point line, but Alabama getting it done on the defensive end, forcing difficult shots, and this time Kentucky gets to the line for two.
Williams at the strike, a Drexel transfer, originally from Nottingham, England. That was his nickname, not the Sheriff. Knocks down the first, and he'll have another attempt upcoming. Amori sits down, and the Bama freshman Aiden Sherrill comes in to replace him. USA chant ringing throughout the Bama student section. Oh, they don't forget 1776, but Williams able to knock down both and make it a 4-point game again. 42-38, Bama with the ball in the lead. A minute 36 to go in the half. Sears, left wing, deep three, too strong. Rebound tipped by Diabate, but controlled by Williams.
I thought that one was going down. Alabama, the ones they've made have been the tougher ones. That was a high degree of difficulty from Sears.
Williams with it, top of the arc. Thought about a drive. Will dribble left. Now we'll go down the lane. Stops on the block, needs help. Throws it over to Perry, near side. 10 to shoot. Perry underneath, throws it into the far corner. An open look for Almanor, no good. Rebound tip, controlled by Diabate. Here comes Muhammad front court. Lets traffic catch up with Sears. Mark to his right, going baseline. Hands it around to Sherrill, lays it up and got it to go.
What a play by both Mark Sears and Aiden Sherrill. He had to hang in the air a little bit as the defense came over, but Mark Sears with great vision finds the freshman for the lay-in.
45 seconds to go in the half. Here comes Williams driving against Sherrill. Tough shot, no, but they'll get Aiden for the foul, and Nate Oates tell him you got to pick him up sooner than that. You can't let him get it that deep into paint. He's going to either get a bucket or a foul, maybe both. But once again, Bama called for a foul as Aiden Sherrill is whistled for his second personal. That'll be the team ninth. Kentucky's been whistled for 11 in this half, and with the Tide on top, 44-38, it will once again be Amari Williams going to the stripe.
That was a smart play by Amari Williams. Realized he had the freshman, Aiden Sherrill, a little bit out of position. Went right into him, drew the foul, and got to the line.
Williams misses the first as all the Patriots in the crowd rejoice. Stevenson sits down, Youngblood will check in for the Crimson Tide. Second free throw missed. America. Here comes Holloway running front court for the Tide. Stops on the wing. Three ball. Timeout on the floor. Nate Oates gets the TO with 32 and a half seconds remaining. The fourth three-point basket from the Tide's Aiden Holloway this half. And Alabama extends the lead to 47-38 with 32 seconds remaining in the first half.
And just Alabama's fifth made of the half. 5 for 19. And amazing that Aiden Holloway is 4 for 8. You'll take that percentage from three all day long. But he's missed 4 wide open threes. He finally makes an open one. The other 3 he made were tough shots. And love the timeout, by the way, Nate Oates. We've seen him do this where you call a timeout with 32.5 seconds on the shot clock. I think the reason he did it is not as much to set your defense as to have maybe an opportunity to get it back. You couldn't go 2 for 1, but because of the quick shot, you might be able to if you could get a stop. Just 2.5 second difference between shot clock and game clock, but that's why he called the timeout. And Aiden Holloway with a big first half, and Alabama getting it done on the defensive end. As a team have not shot it well, but they're playing well on both ends of the floor here at home.
Alabama will have Stevenson on the bench. Youngblood, Philon, Sears, Sherrill, and Diabate are the 5 on the floor for the Crimson Tide. 32.5 seconds remain before intermission. Bama, 47-38 lead, the 9-point advantage, the biggest for Bama. Kentucky led by 12 9 minutes ago exactly. Cats with the basketball near center court. Travis Perry. Perry with the dribble alive. Philon defending him. 12 on the shot clock. Now they go to Williams, top of the arc at 10. Williams at 9, flips it to Brea. He'll drive, he'll throw the lob, and an easy dunk there for Williams. Bama should get the last shot. Diabate on the drive. At 2, at 1. Bucket is up. It's no good. The half ends frustratingly for Alabama, as that was one of their easier looks. Couldn't get it to go, but leading it by 7 at the break. Here's Roger with Coach Oates.
Coach, your thoughts on the first half?
We responded after a bad start. There's levels to this, and some of these guys don't understand the level of intensity it's going to take to win a big game, and we got to get there. But after the first 4 minutes or so, I thought it's been a lot better. We still got too many turnovers. Our defense still isn't where it needs to be, but it was a lot better after the first 4 minutes.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Roger. Yes, 7 turnovers by Bama, to Coach's point, 6 by Kentucky, so not a decided advantage for the opposition. Coach Oates at the half is presented by Cook's Pest Control. Give pests the full court press and call Cook's today to protect your home and business from pests and termites. A little late, stations, but we pause now 10 seconds for station identification. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network. .47, Kentucky 40 at the half here in Tuscaloosa on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for T-Town. The University of Alabama Regions Visa Debit Card and Prepaid Regions Now Card. They're a win for your wallet and a big roll tide, whether you're purchasing stuff for game day or every day. Want to go all in on confidently showing your Tide pride? Order your card now at regions.com/GoBama. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
Your moment has arrived. It's time to shed the normal day-to-day version of yourself and let your most fabulous self loose. Make your way to Wind Creek Wetumpka, because whatever your idea of fabulous is, this is where you'll find it. Wind Creek Wetumpka. It's your kind of fabulous. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Being a Chevron car these days has been quite the adventure. Miami to Seattle, ocean to ocean. I've stopped at so many states and collected so many bumper stickers. Sometimes I feel like a moving passport book. It's just so great what I can do with Chevron with Techron, because it gives me unbeatable mileage and keeps my engine clean. Plus, there are so many Chevrons along the way. Now the only thing I'm worried about is where to go next and where to put all my new bumper stickers. Chevron with Techron, fueled by possibility.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota. Let's go places. Get 1.99% APR for 36 months on a new 2024 Toyota Tacoma Hybrid. Offer valid through March 3rd, 2025. Zero down for well-qualified buyers with approved credit and financing through Southeast Toyota Finance. $28.64 monthly payment for every $1,000 finance. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details.
Crimson Tide Basketball is brought to you by Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Barkley Buick GMC, where Barkley makes it easy. Auto Owners Insurance. Visit RollTide.com/auto owners to partner with an independent Alabama agent. Cook's Pest Control. Cook's, the South's most trusted name in pest control and proud sponsor of Alabama basketball. And by the Soup Store, the best place in town to get all your Alabama gear. Welcome to the Toyota Halftime Report. Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota. Let's go places.
Halftime in Tuscaloosa. It's the Alabama Crimson Tide 47 and the Kentucky Wildcats 40. Roger Hoover, glad to welcome you to the Toyota Halftime Report. Visit your local Toyota dealer or explore Toyota.com today and take advantage of the amazing deals in our full line of vehicles. No matter your destination, Toyota goes with you. Toyota, let's go places. Crimson Tide with a 7-point advantage at the break against Kentucky. Alabama individually led by Mark Sears. 15 points for Sears in the first half, followed by Aiden Holloway with 12 points off the bench for Alabama and 8 points from Clifford Amore. Amore also with 8 rebounds for Alabama. 4 points each by Mo Diabate and Jaron Stevenson. 2 points each by Aiden Sherrill, as well as Chris Youngblood. Grant Nelson has not attempted a shot and has not scored so far in this game. Meanwhile, for Kentucky, it's Kobe Brea leading the way with 11 points, and Andrew Carr right behind with 10, both in double figures in the first half against Alabama. At the break, it's the Crimson Tide with the advantage, 47-40 against Kentucky. We'll continue with more of the Toyota Halftime Report next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Each Monday night, join us for Hey Coach, presented by Alpha Insurance. Live at 6 p.m. Central from Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Tuscaloosa. We'll talk Alabama athletics with Tide coaches and players, plus take your calls. Hey Coach is available to listen to across our radio network, the Varsity Network app, as well as a video stream on all CTSN social media platforms at UA_CTSN. Hey Coach, Mondays at 6 p.m. on the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Tired of being just another patient at your chain pharmacy? Make the switch to Payless Drugs. With 5 convenient locations in Bessemer, Birmingham, Fairfield, Morris, and Springfield, our knowledgeable team can provide personalized medication reviews and supplement recommendations, deliver medications to your door, and more. Visit mypaylessdrugs.com to transfer today. We're just what the doctor ordered.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Alabama. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
This is Tom Stipe with the Alabama Power Scoreboard Update. Halftime from Coleman. Bama leads Kentucky 47-40. Finals so far on the day in College Station. Texas A&M loses to Tennessee 77-69. Norman, Oklahoma defeats Mississippi State 93-87. Nashville Vandy gets a win over Ole Miss 77-72. And on the Plains, Auburn defeats Georgia 82-70. early second half, LSU is leading Florida 46-42. Later, Arkansas will host Mizzou, and South Carolina welcomes Texas. For comprehensive coverage of college basketball, tune into Sirius XM SEC Channel 374 in your car and on the all-new Sirius XM app. It's the home of your favorite team. Get a free trial at SiriusXM/SEC Radio 2025. We'll take a look at team stats next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Your moment has arrived. It's time to shed the normal day-to-day version of yourself and let your most fabulous self loose. Make your way to Wind Creek, Wetumpka, because whatever your idea of fabulous is, this is where you'll find it. Wind Creek, Wetumpka. It's your kind of fabulous. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Favorite jeans, favorite shirt. I can make a sausage and I'm firing it up. Yeah, everybody knows that's how I get my grill on. You can smell that flavor up and down the road. It's a little taste of heaven, and everybody knows that's how I get my grill on. Kanaka sausage. It's just a little taste of heaven.
Sports bring us together. The sickness can keep us apart. Don't miss out on what matters most.
Vaccines help keep you in the stands while we are on the court.
Staying up to date on your vaccines, including for respiratory viruses, keeps you in the game, protecting yourself and those around you. Be here, be healthy. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM for more information.
I'm Coach Nate Oates, and this is the Ford F-150 Highlight Show. To stay on top, you got to keep raising your game, just like the 2024 Ford F-150, the smartest, most connected F-150 ever. Ford offers impressive technology to help you get the job done in the smartest way possible. For the latest offers on a Ford F-150, go to buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsors of the Crimson Tide. Roll Tide.
Side rebound, Youngblood got fouled, no whistle, but it's out into the hands of Philon again. LeBaron on the drive, hesitates, stays on the left wing, looking down low from O, can't get it to him. He'll drive right, he'll go with a bounce pass. There's room for two.
Bama leads Kentucky at the half, 47-40. The sounds of the game are presented by Beatbox, the original party punch. Now the official sponsor of the Crimson Tide with a lineup of bold flavors. Beatbox has a flavor for everyone. Look for it in the Southeast for your next tailgate. Halftime stats, shooting percentage, Bama 50% overall, 26 from bank first, 3 land, 8 of 9 from the foul line. Kentucky 45% overall, 40 outside the arc, 4 of 8 from the stripe. Again at the half, Bama leads Kentucky 47-40. That does it for the Toyota halftime report. Second half's coming right up. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer last year and had chemo and radiation at DCH's Lewis and Faye Madison Cancer Center. I'm thankful for the support of my nurse Kate, my breast navigator Katrina, my doctors, and the whole staff. I have felt confident like I was the most important person there, before, during, and after. Tuscaloosa is blessed to have such an excellent team at the Madison Cancer Center.
Great things are happening at DCH.
Crimson Tide fans, this season don't lose out on your home comfort. Brown Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics and has been delivering the highest standards in home comfort across Birmingham for over 60 years. If you're looking for a great team and elite service from a quality company that cares, you can't miss with Brown in Birmingham. Score big this year with Brown Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. Visit brownheatingandcooling.com/specials to save on your next service. Roll Tide.
See the call as we make the call. Watch the Courtside Cam presented by NASCAR for each Alabama home basketball game. Streaming live on all CTSN social media platforms, you can get a front row seat to every big play and every reaction from the Alabama radio crew for men's and women's basketball. Watch on YouTube, Facebook, and X at UA_CTSN.
Wide open 9, left corner 3. Switch!
At Red Diamond, we know that there's simply nothing better than the perfect sip of fresh brewed iced tea. And we've been working hard to make sure choosing Red Diamond is always easy. With only simple ingredients, water, tea leaves, and pure cane sugar, or no sugar. We make sure our tea tastes like, well, tea. Stop by your local cooler and pick up a gallon for a perfect sip today. Red Diamond. Perfect's not easy.
This has been the Toyota Halftime Report. Visit your local Toyota dealers or explore Toyota.com today. No matter your destination, Toyota goes with you. Toyota, let's go places.
The Coleman Bama up 7 on Kentucky. What to look for in the second half, presented by Citgo. Crimson Tide once harder on Tri-Clean gasoline from Citgo. Next 20, BP.
Yeah, I thought Alabama did a great job after about the first 3 or 4 minutes of getting stops on the defensive end and turning that into offense. Got great looks all game long. Didn't shoot a great percentage from the three-point line. Alabama just 5 for 19, but got wide open looks. And Mark Sears, Cliff Amore, Aiden Holloway playing well the first 20 minutes. Alabama needs a strong start to the second half.
Second half of what we hope will be a heck of a stretch run for the Alabama Crimson Tide for the first game of what we hope will be a stretch run that's memorable. But the Crimson Tide trying to start half number 2 better than they started half number 1, but we definitely liked the finish of that first half.
Well, I can assure you that Nate Oates may be mentioned starting off strong here in the second half. Alabama has had some tough starts to halves in recent games, and over the course of the season, it has not been a strength of this team. And the focus coming into this one was getting off to a good start. That didn't happen. Alabama was down double digits early in this game, battled back, took the lead, and not able to convert on a layup to end the half. But considering where we were to start this game, up 7 after halftime, not a bad place to be, but Alabama wants to continue to play the way they did on both ends of the floor throughout most of the first half.
Bama with the ball first to begin half number 2. Kentucky looked to show zone early, but they're actually in a man-to-man. Now it'll be Nelson on the near wing, left alone, steps back, shoots a 3, too strong. Boy, that's another good look from a good shooter that wouldn't stay down for the Crimson Tide, and the Cats run the other way. Williams with it at the top of the arc. He'll give it off to Owe, spinning, shooting, missing. Rebounded by Cliff. He throws it away, though. Taken away by Perry, who will fire it over to Brea. Brea will step up, shoots a 3. That is off the mark, no good. May have been partially blocked by Philon. Here comes Bama the other way. Nelson to dribble, the handoff. Philon gets it to the rim, hands it off. Cliff couldn't get it to go, but got fouled by Brea, and he will go to the line. Clifford Amore will to shoot 2.
That's a great job on both ends of the floor. LeBaron Philon, if he didn't get a piece, at least changed the shot of Kobe Barea, who got off to a hot start from the three-point line, one of the nation's best from deep. Nice job by LeBaron Philon defensively, gets in the lane, attacking the paint. Beautiful pass to Cliff Amore, who wasn't able to finish at the rim, but gets to the line for 2.
Unfortunately, Cliff misses the first. He made his first 2 tries. He's got 8 points, 9 boards already in 15 minutes of action for the Crimson Tide. Second throw is up. That one's perfect. So 1 of 2 for Cliff, and Bama leads it by 8. 48-40 with 19:15 and moving. Our time left here at Coleman Coliseum. Perry will give it off to Williams, top of the arc, and a whistle away from the basketball, and a hold is going to be called on Alabama's LeBaron Philon, I believe.
It was a right play by LeBaron Philon. You don't want to let a cutter cut freely through the lane Want a bump. That was a little too aggressive. A little foreign block in there. He gets called for the foul, but love the toughness and aggressiveness on the defensive end by Alabama.
Cats inbound it to Williams on the right wing. He will look. He'll dribble. He'll back his way down now against Cliff. He gets into the paint. He spins. He shoots, and he misses. And Cliff has his 10th rebound of the game to go with his 9 points. And here now is Sears front court. Mark, top of the arc, driving into the lane. Had it stripped. Got it back. Scramble on the deck. Loose ball. Fighting for it. And Kentucky will come away with it. Cats get it front court with Brea. Brea looking down into the post to Williams, and they'll get Alabama's Nelson for the hold. That's going to be on Grant. It'll be personal number 3 on Nelson. Big whistle right there.
Boy, not a lot of contact right there. Grant Nelson frustrated with that foul call, and looks like we're going to see Jaron Stevenson in this game for Grant Nelson. Jaron played well in the first half on both ends of the floor. Versatile defender, spent some time on the guard, Kobe Barea. That length seemed to be good for Alabama on the defensive end.
Williams, top of the arc, hands it off to Brea. Brea will drive, puts it up, missed it. Rebounded Stevenson after Amori. Forced him to change the shot. Bama gets it front court with Phylon. Working inside the paint, puts it up. Too strong off the window, and the rebound claimed by Kentucky and Andrew Carr. He'll hurry the other way. He'll go all the way to the rim, hands it off to Williams, or tried to, deflect it out of bounds. No, they say it was Carr who ran out of real estate before making the pass, I believe, and Bama will get it back.
Yeah, he had Amari Williams all by himself after the drive. I think it was Cliff Amari who either tipped it back into Carr or forced him to step on the line. The effort by Cliff Amari gets the stop for Alabama.
9 turnovers by Bama, 7 now for the Cats. Sears on the far wing, working against Perry. Sears driving now baseline, gets underneath, tough shot, no, but he's fouled by Brea, and it'll be Mark going to the stripe to shoot 2 as Brea is guilty of his 3rd foul.
Alabama had a guard-to-guard ball screen on the left wing, and Mark Sears recognized his strength advantage over Kobe Barea, not a size advantage. Barea, about 6'5", has the length to defend Mark Sears, but the strength and explosiveness of Mark Sears got him free and gets him back to the line for 2.
Hits the first. Alabama from the stripe is now 10 of 12. Kentucky 4 of 9 is all they've done from the free throw line. They've made 6 of their 16 threes. Bama 5 of its 20. Free throw good again by Mark, who has now 17 points on the day. And with 17:55 to go, Bama leads by 10. 50-40 is the biggest advantage of the day for the Crimson Tide. Williams throws it into the low post. Great seal and finish by Carr as he gets the dunk, as he held off Stevenson on his hip and then threw it down for the 2. Phylon the other way for Bama. Had it poked away from behind, and the Cats will come the other direction. Williams will bring it front court. Williams stopping at the top of the arc. Hands it off. Perry, catch and shoot, a deep 3. No good. Rebounded by Amori. He is getting everything on the defensive glass. Bama run the other way with Youngblood. Out to Sears. Deep 3. Short. And a foul is going to be called on Kentucky and Otega Owe. And Mark will go to the stripe to shoot 3 shots.
Wow, that is a big call as Mark Sears missed the deep 3. I didn't see a ton of contact, but I'll certainly take it. Said it got Mark on the forearm as he was finishing his shooting motion. 3 free throws coming up. Alabama a little loose with the basketball to start the second half. Kentucky, not a team that creates a lot of turnovers. Alabama with some offensive mistakes. May have gotten a break right there with Mark at the line for 3.
First one's up. It's good. I'm with you. I didn't see a ton of contact, but I did see a near air ball from Mark, and that is an indicator that maybe he did get nicked just a little bit. Second free throw is up and good as Phylon exits and Aiden Holloway comes in to replace him for the Crimson Tide.
Well, he shot it from about meridian.
That's true.
Alabama
on the
state line, a little west of the actual map at half court. It was deep.
got all 3 free throws, and the Tide leads it by 11, 53-42, 17:08 to go. Here's Perry front court for the Cats, working against Holloway, gives it up to Noah, top of the arc. Noah to Williams. Williams pass deflected by Amori, but run down by Perry. Perry will drive, puts it up with the left hand and got it to go. That's a nice move by Travis Perry, the freshman. Bama the other way, up by 9. It is Holloway, shake and bake move. Tried to throw a bounce pass, forced it, a bad mistake there. Williams with a steal, drives in, lays it up, too strong, to follow no good. Long rebound tipped out to Bryan. Kentucky gets a reset to 20. Far corner, they go to Noah. He'll drive, puts up a teardrop, short. Rebounded his own miss, short. Rebounded again, Kentucky short. But a foul is going to be whistled on the Crimson Tide. Bama a quarter step late getting to those, and Kentucky with a 4th chance opportunity as a foul's called on Jaron Stevenson, and that will send Williams to the line to shoot a pair.
Yeah, that's a rough sequence for Alabama. A pass from Aiden Holloway to Cliff Amori that just wasn't there. That was a high degree of difficulty. Very hard to get that pass in against a Kentucky defender. Starts the Cats' fast break, and Alabama not able to finish that defensive possession on several occasions. Forced a couple of difficult shots, but couldn't get on the defensive glass, and the result is Kentucky at the line for 2.
Williams at the stripe, where he's been pretty busy. 2 of 4. Man, it feels like he's had more attempts than that. Williams, the lefty, hits the first. Here comes Philon and Diabate in. Amore sits down, and so too will Aiden Holloway for the Crimson Tide. So you got Philon, Sears, Stevenson, Diabate, and Youngblood, the 5 out there for Alabama. Williams with 1 more attempt upcoming. And both free throws good from Williams to make it a 53-46 contest. Bama with Stevenson at the top of the arc. Jaron looks right, feeds it off to Sears. Mark back into the corner to Moe. Moe dribbling inside the arc now, trying to back his way down on Williams. Fires a pass over to Mark. Fakes a pass to Philon. 10 to shoot. Mark at 9, Mark at 8, Mark at 7, at 6, rises, fires, misses, and the rebound claimed by Williams for Kentucky.
It's a good-looking shot. It was well defended, but Mark was able to create just enough space. Just a little short with it.
Williams kicks it into the corner. 3 up and good by Kentucky and Andrew Carr, and just like that, the Cats are within 4.
Andrew Carr's made 6 threes in SEC play coming into this game. That's his 3rd here tonight.
Felt like more than that. Here comes Philon to Stevenson. Driving is Jaron into the paint. Tried to pass it away. Ball batted around. Moe with it on the deck. The timeout's going to be called by Alabama, as the possession arrow would have favored Kentucky, but the timeout keeps possession for the Crimson Tide and gets us our first media timeout of half number 2. 15:28 to play. Back to a 4-point game again. Alabama leads it 53-49 on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
CB&S Bank is proud to support Alabama basketball and all of our Crimson Tide teams. For CBNS, being a team player has been part of our culture since 1906. Roll Tide from CBNS. Bama's up 4 over Kentucky, 53-49, 15-28 to go in the ball game. The unexpected happens every day, and when it does, head to Kohl's and Kohl's.com for everything your family needs. Kohl's, where families come first. Under a sea of lights in Coleman Coliseum, we have Roger Hoover on the sideline.
Yeah, and the message is pretty positive in the Alabama huddle. Obviously, a point of emphasis that we talked about all throughout the first half is three-point defense, only allowing 1 three-pointer Alabama during the stretch to begin this second half. So good job on that. According to the coaching staff, have to have a strong defensive presence moving forward. Coach Oates now just starting to diagram some of the defense, but it seems like energy is right where Nate Oates wanted to see it, Bryan, coming out of the locker room, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, Kentucky able to cut into this Alabama lead on a 7-0 run, and another start to the second half that is not exactly what Alabama would want. Alabama struggling from the field here since halftime, 0 for 3, but getting to the line and converting 6 for 7 since halftime. Doing a pretty good job defensively, but too many turnovers here in the first few minutes of this half, and a big reason why Kentucky's back in this one.
Alabama has shot 48% from the field, for the bigger reason that they've had the lead the last 5 minutes of the first half, Bryan, and maintained the lead for the first 4.5 minutes of the second. They've been able to hold Kentucky to 41% shooting from the field. Can't keep letting them knock down threes, especially open ones, but Cats at 39%, and thankfully our free throw defense has been good. They're only 6 of 11 from the stripe.
Yeah, hopefully that'll translate into some missed shots from the three-point line, but this is what Kentucky does. They're the top three-point percentage shooting team in the SEC, and they've made some tough ones. They've gotten open for a few. They've done a better job on Kobe Barea since he got off to a hot start. Alabama's played some different guys on him, including Jaron Stevenson, with his 6'11 frame, forcing some difficult shots, but it's been Andrew Carr, who's a 27% three-point shooter, 6 made threes in SEC play. Coming into this one, he's already made 3. He's a guy that can get it going around the basket, and not a three-point shooter, but has been tonight.
Bama inbounds the ball to Youngblood, and he is fouled by Owe, and on Otega Owe, that's going to be his 4th. That's a big whistle right there, Bryan. Even though Owe's only had 2 points, Alabama thankfully has been able to keep him at bay. He does have 6 rebounds, 2 assists, but now with 4 fouls, the top scorer coming in for the Cats is going to head to the bench. In fact, everybody heads to the bench because we're now at our next media timeout. The first timeout called in a half is a media timeout. We had that at 15:28. And 1 second later on the game clock, we get to that first dead ball under 16 minutes. So here we go with media timeout number 2. Still Bama 53, still Kentucky 49. Still a lot of time left when we return on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
The Alabama Insider Podcast is the official podcast of Crimson Tide Athletics. Catch full episodes of Hey Coach and the Kalen DeBoer Show, Crimson Tide Rewind, Crimson Tide Today Daily Reports, plus full interviews from Crimson Drive driven by NASCAR. Download and subscribe to the Alabama Insider Podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and all podcast platforms. Roll Tide with the Alabama Insider Podcast.
Hey, Bama fans. Tuscaloosa Drug Company is a proud supporter of Crimson Tide Athletics. We've been serving our community and the University Athletic Department for over a decade. There are 3 locations in the Tuscaloosa and Northport area to serve you. We understand the importance of prompt and efficient service. That's why we strive to provide service that you can rely on, where we know you by name. The next time you have a medication need, call who the Tide calls, Tuscaloosa Drug.
15:27 to go in the ball game. Still Bama 53, Kentucky 49. Making Evan Williams bourbon part of your game day traditions is a slam dunk. Visit evanwilliams.com to find a bottle near you. Evan Williams, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Bardstown, Kentucky. Think wisely, drink wisely, and roll tide again to Roger Hoover.
Yeah, pretty calm Crimson Tide huddle since, of course, we just had a media timeout. So really extended time for the coaching staff to diagram some things, especially offensively. That's what Nate Oates has been focused on. And one of the most vocal players in the last two huddles. We've talked about it before. Nate Oates has brought it up time and time again. He thinks Chris Youngblood is going to be a future coach. We had Chris Youngblood join us on Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR a couple weeks ago. Says, I'm not sure about that. Well, just listening to Chris Youngblood talk to his teammates, I think he is a future coach. He really did a great job kind of breaking things down, working with Coach Adams, now working with Coach Oates to see what's next for the Crimson Tide. But you always love vocal players in the huddle, Bryan, and Chris Youngblood right now is the most vocal.
Yeah, future coach, but current leader on this team. Love to hear that Chris Youngblood encouraging his teammates and understanding as a veteran how big this game is. And he's done a really nice job on Owe, who is just 1 for 7 from the field. He's only got 2 points. Chris mentioned before the break, he picks up his 4th foul. He'll head to the Kentucky bench. He's their leading scorer. He's one of the best players in the SEC. Chris Youngblood and the rest of these Alabama perimeter guys have done a really nice job on him throughout this game. He's going to have to sit at least for a bit of a time now in Alabama. Hopefully could go on a run with their leading scorer on the bench, but it's been Andrew Carr, Kobe Barea. They've got guys that can score. Alabama needs to continue to do the job defensively, offensively, take care of the ball. 4 turnovers here in the second half.
Bama inbounds it. Holloway, 3, bottom. Nice play out of the timeout. Holloway inbounded it to Youngblood, who found Holloway on the left wing. A bank first 3 is the result, and Bama leads it 56-49 with 15:10 to go. Top of the arc, Brea being defended tightly by Stevenson. Brea to his right. A switch on him. Tries the 3, misses it. Rebound snatched out of the air. Williams and Youngblood inadvertently, or check that, Stevenson inadvertently fell into him. And Williams, good show of sportsmanship, actually helps Jaron up, who took the worst of that collision.
You know, almost a defensive mistake. Well, it was a defensive mistake, but almost Kentucky was able to take advantage of the defensive mistake. It was a high ball screen, and Mo Diabate took one wrong step. Kobe Barea, one of the best three-point shooters in the country, was able to have just enough space, a shot he can normally make. It was good effort, just not a great switch when you needed to defend Kobe Barea. Kentucky gets the offensive glass and offensive rebound. They'll get it back.
Inbounds pass goes to Carr, gives it off to Williams now at the free throw line. Working against Cliff, shot is up, it's good. And they're going to call Amori for the foul as well. Cliff thought he got a piece of the shot and that he had it clean. Instead, they call a foul on him, and it's an and one opportunity for the Cats.
You know, it was such an awkward shot that I thought Cliff Amori did a great job and had his hand up where he thought the shot was going to come from, because Williams was going right but switched it back to his left hand, which is a strong hand, but it was an awkward looking shot. A ton of contact and a big three-point play to answer Aiden Holloway's three on the other end.
So here's Bama up 4 with the ball. Holloway on the drive, getting cut off by Chandler. Drives all through traffic, takes it to the far wing. Chandler still guarding it, gives it off to Youngblood, does Holloway. Youngblood trying to drive into the lane. That's a blocking foul as Chandler hit the deck. That is 4 now on Chandler, I believe.
Chandler took the brunt of that. Chris Youngblood talked about possibly a future coach, leader of this team. Also physical and strong as he tried to get to the basket. Gets the foul called against him.
Bama, Holloway, 3, too strong this time. Bangs off the iron, and the rebound grabbed by Carr. Same play they ran on the last inbound. Got the same shooter an opportunity, but couldn't get the same result. Turnover as Williams could not make the move in the low post, handed it basically to Amori. Now here's Philon in the drive, gets into the lane, shot is up, basket interference is going to be called. That's goaltending on the Cats. Williams blocked it, but it was in the cylinder, or actually on its way down, I should say. So far down, it was almost in the cylinder when he blocked it.
Yeah, and they're going to look at it the next break, but that looked to be on the way down. Nice play by LeBaron Philon. Had the defender on his hip, got to the basket, and Williams blocked it, but a little bit too late.
Cats with the basketball. Carr giving it off. Now Perry with it at the timeline, far side. Gets it to the top of the arc, weaves through traffic, gets into the paint, stops, shoots, and scores, and another and one opportunity. Foul whistle on the Crimson Tide.
They got Aiden Holloway.
Yeah, they did for his first.
Perry was able to get Holloway on his hip, and like he was just trying to draw the foul, got the friendly roll. Similar play to what we saw on the offensive end with LeBaron Philon getting past the defender, taking the contact. This time it's Kentucky with another big three-point play.
Perry does get the three-point play as he makes the free throw. Converting the and one, it's 58-55. Bama the ball in the lead. Nelson top of the arc to Sears. He'll drive, gets into the paint. Quick pass, tried to go to Amori, knocked out into the hands. Sears, no three.
All right, that worked out. It looked like Alabama was going to get a deuce, but not able to convert. Gets it back, and Grant Nelson finds Mark Sears for the open three, and he knocks down another one.
The magic of Tom Stipe on the basket mics. I didn't even have to tell you that Sears made the three-pointer to give him 23 for the game. Now Brea trying to answer for Kentucky, and he does. Bama failed to switch over, and he was able to knock it home and make it 61-58. Now Philon for Alabama. Gives it off to Nelson, top of the arc. Nelson to Sears. To his right with the dribble. Now going down the lane. Gets underneath. Puts it up with the right hand and got it to go.
Used the offhand, but able to get past the defender, and Mark has a strength advantage when he gets the ball at the basket.
Misses the three. Rebound tipped out long and saved by Kentucky. Carr with it now at the top of the arc. Carr calling for a screen, hands it off to Brea. Brea will drive, fights through traffic, gives it out. They go to Garrison, top of the circle. Garrison, a handoff now to Perry, who will drive. Gets cut off, gives it outside to Noah. Puts up the off-balance jumper. It rims out as the shot clock was expiring. Bama up 5, runs the other way. Philon weaving through the lane, lost it. Picked up Garrison after another Bama turnover. That's their 12th. Here's Garrison, lays it up, missed it. Rebounded again by Cliff. Bama ahead to Philon in transition with the Tide leading it 63-58 and 12 minutes remaining in the ball game.
That was great transition defense by Cliff Amore. Didn't get the block shot, but changed it.
Holloway with it, top of the arc. Holloway in the paint. Teardrop, no, it's a pass that is off the rim, no good. Nelson had it hang there on the iron, and it wouldn't fall, and the Cats can cut into a 5-point Bama lead with 11:40 to go.
That was a great look from Holloway. Looked like Grant Nelson was a little off balance, couldn't really gather himself and didn't have enough on it.
He expected him to shoot it just like I did, talking about Holloway. Now here's Carr on the left wing, Nelson defending him. Carr wants a clear out to go one-on-one with Grant. He gets into the paint, he spins, he shoots, and he scores. Carr now with 17 points. Bama's lead down to 3 with 11:15 to go. We're due a timeout on the next whistle. Philon in the drive, gets underneath the basket, gives it outside. Holloway breaks ankle, shoots a three. It is no good. Rebound tipped, scramble on the deck. Garrison throws it away. Back to Sears, deep three. Halfway down before it popped out. 2 good looks for Bama. Neither would go from its hottest shooters in Sears and Holloway, and Kentucky can tie it with the 3. Perry weaving through traffic to Carr on the right wing. Hands it off to Brea. Brea off the screen. Stops, looks, knocked away originally Philon, but taken back by the Cats. Brea left alone, a deep contested 3, no. Rebounded Sears, he'll run it front court. Sears leaving it for Philon. Philon to the rack, it is good. He is fouled, timeout on the floor.
Great job by Alabama. Finally gets the stop, and LeBaron Philon goes coast to coast, takes the contact. Big three-point play coming up after the break.
10:22 to play. Bama 65, Kentucky 60. And the Tide leads it here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for T-Town. The University of Alabama Regions Visa Debit Card and Prepaid Regions Now Card. They're a win for your wallet and a big roll tide, whether you're purchasing stuff for game day or every day. Want to go all in on confidently showing your Tide pride? Order your card now at regions.com/GoBama. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
Tide fans, Golden Flake Snacks have been a proud partner of the Tide family for 67 years. The South's original potato chip, Golden Flake Snacks, are delicious fan favorites because they're crafted from traditional Southern recipes. From crispy, perfectly flavored potato chips to light and airy pork rinds and fluffy, cheesy cheese puffs, Golden Flake Snacks are a winning combination with Alabama basketball. Share Golden Flake Snacks with your Tide family and friends. Simple, Southern goodness. That's Golden Flake.
The place is rocking, and it's jam-packed full. Coleman Coliseum, and ATIX wants to thank you, all ticket-holding Crimson Tide fans. Visit AAATix.com to find your tickets. ATIX is a proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. Bama is up 5, 65-60, 10:22 to go in the ball game. Roger Hoover, what are you hearing in the Bama huddle?
Yeah, a lot of good positive momentum going into this huddle with the energy the Crimson Tide just had with that last score to go up 65-60, and also the play of Clifford and Morey really being praised by his teammates, especially head coach Nate Oates. So a lot of good energy there, but Coach Oates was very quick to point out Kentucky won that last stretch in the blue collar. Need to see more coming up over this next 4-minute stretch, Brian.
Yeah, Clifford Morey has been terrific in this game. He's got 13 rebounds, 9 points, and hasn't been credited for a block shot, but he's changed a bunch of them. Alabama's interior defense has been much better in this game with Clifford Morey. He's doing the job on both ends of the floor, and the Alabama guards are getting downhill a little bit. Mark Sears leading all scorers with 25 points, 7 for 14 from the field. He's also getting to the line. He's been there 9 times. He's made them all, and LeBaron Philon doing a nice job taking the ball to the basket. He's been a little loose with the ball, 5 turnovers, but did a nice job of finishing through contact. A big three-point play opportunity coming up after the break, but it's going to be the recipes for success that we've seen in the first half, and the reason why Alabama was able to get out to a double-digit lead was defense turning into offense. Alabama's done a pretty good job defensively and gotten out in transition. That's why LeBaron Philon was able to score at the rim. It was after an Alabama stop, but defensively, you got to stop Andrew Carr. He's been really good in this one. 17 points. He's made 3 threes, 6 for 9 overall, 3 for 5 from the three-point line. Not a guy that typically lights you up from the three-point line, but Carr has been really good in this one. And Kobe Berea's got 14 points. He's 4 for 9 from the three-point line, one of the nation's best three-point shooters. You know that Mark Pope is trying to get him free, especially with Owe on the bench. They're looking for Berea. Alabama's got to do a good job of negotiating screens. They're setting multiple screens for Berea on each possession. Alabama's done a pretty good job defensively against him, but if you lose him for just a second, that's all he needs. Just a little bit of space to get it off. Alabama's three-point defense a key in this last 10:22.
LeBaron Philon going to the stripe, trying to convert the and-one opportunity for the Crimson Tide. LeBaron on the year, a 74% free throw shooter. Has not had one today. He's 0 for 2 from 3. But given 5 points now for the ball game as he does get the old-fashioned three-point play. And with 10:20 to go, Bama leads at 66-60. Cats bring it front court with Colin Chandler giving it off to Owe, playing with those 4 fouls. Owe spinning in the lane, puts it up, missed it, but the putback emphatically put down by Amari Williams to make it a 4-point game. Bama runs the other direction with Holloway. Aiden on the near wing, off of a screen. Holloway to Nelson, drives to the rim. Pump fake shot, it's good. It should have been the 5th on Chandler. Instead, it's just a 2-point bucket, and Alabama leads again by 6.
Grant Nelson struggled in this game, but that was a strong, aggressive move. Took the contact and finished through it.
Almanor had his pass deflected by Philon, but into the hands now of Owe before Philon stripped it, went to the other end and threw it home. LeBaron Philon, fantastic defense. Took it away from an all-SEC veteran, in the Tide leads it by 8. Kentucky with the basketball. Chandler got away with a push-off. They throw it under the right wing, Williams. Williams trying to back his way down on Grant, and Nelson just got his 4th.
Look, let's go back to the defensive end. What a job by LeBaron Philon. Had the and one on the previous possession. This time almost got the steal against Owe and went right back at him. Got the deflection, the steal, the dunk, and the tough defensive pressure by LeBaron Philon and Mark Sears, really picking it up on that end of the floor. Unfortunately, Grant Nelson, who just had a strong move to the basket, he'll have to check out with 4 fouls. Williams with a little bit of a size advantage over Grant Nelson. Grant trying to be physical with the 6'11" Kentucky center. Unfortunately gets called for the foul.
His 4th. He's only got 2 points in the game as Williams hits the front end of a 1-and-1. He'll get another opportunity. 16 fouls on the Cats, 7 now on Alabama. Noah checks out, and I believe it's Brea that came in to replace him. Williams, the lefty, at the stripe. Free throw up and good. Williams has been terrific. 15 points for him, and it's 70-64. Bama the ball in a 6-point lead. Sears will bring it front court. Goes to his left, hesitates, brings it back out beyond the arc. Sears working against Brea. Hesitation move, now goes down the lane. Strong, wouldn't go. Rebound tipped into the hands of Carr. And Carr will give it ahead now to Chandler.
That's a great move by Mark Sears, just not able to convert. Alabama in great position to get the offensive rebound, but Kentucky gets it.
Williams hands it off to Owe. He'll go down the lane, puts it up with the offhand. No, rebounded by Amori, but did he step on the baseline? I believe he did. Wow. Tough break there for the Crimson Tide. Owen Short, the official, was right there looking at it. And Amori, yeah, he did. He stepped on the side, on the baseline, and that's a turnover. Nobody around him defensively.
It was a great defensive play by Cliff Amori. He's been so good on that end of the floor, just didn't have the awareness of where the baseline was.
Carr with the basketball to Williams, top of the arc. Williams will hand it off to Brea, who drives, who stops. He nearly walked. He shoots it over Holloway and scores. Brea with a size advantage. He's listed at 6'7". Holloway is not. Aiden with the basketball as Bama trails by 4. Holloway, shake and bake move, gets fouled by Williams out high, and that'll be a 1-and-1 upcoming for the Crimson Tide sharpshooter in Aiden Holloway, an 84% free throw shooter on the year.
Aiden Holloway took the contact and let the official know it. A little bit of an acting job and a clear foul, just drawing attention to the fact that he got bumped. Smart play as he'll go to the line for a 1-and-1.
Aiden listed at 6'1", which I agree with because I am 5'11". 2 6-footers plus laugh at that, sitting to my left and right as Holloway hits the front end of a 1-and-1. He'll get another try upcoming.
He might be 6'2" with the hair.
It's true.
You know, it just depends how you measure it.
It's a good point. 71-66, 72-66. Got a little string music right there, amplified by Tom Stipe. 8 minutes to play. Bama leading it by 6. Kentucky with the basketball. Carr onto the far wing, gives it off to Owe. Owe out high to Williams. Williams with his back to the basket. Now dribbles left. Gets into the paint, dribbled it off his foot. Out of bounds. inbounds. Bama ball, Jaron Stevenson. Great defense there as we've come to the under 8 media timeout. 7:45 to go. 72-66. Bama with the lead on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
You can find all Crimson Tide Sports Network video content online on the CTSN YouTube page. It's the home of the live Courtside Cam, episodes of Crimson Drive driven by NASCAR, plus Hey Coach. Our YouTube shorts will deliver thrilling Alabama radio highlights, plus interview clips from Alabama student athletes and coaches that you can't miss. Subscribe to the Crimson Tide Sports Network on YouTube for the very latest on the Alabama Crimson Tide.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Tonight's game, and it's a good one, brought to you by CB&S Bank. Proud to support Alabama basketball and all Crimson Tide teams. For CB&S, being a team player has been part of our culture since 1906. Roll Tide indeed. Bama hanging on to a 6-point lead, 72-66, 7:45 to go in the ball game. Best move of the game is presented by Old Dominion Freight Line. Old Dominion Freight Lines works hard to be the best in the game and is a proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide BP. Best move.
Well, there's been a bunch of them, and a lot of them by Mark Sears. He's got 25 points, 7 for 15 from the field. Hasn't shot it great from deep, just 2 for 7 from the three-point line, but a perfect 9 for 9 from the free throw line. And a big reason why is he's getting in the lane, taking contact, making plays for himself and teammates. Alabama at their best when their guards are living in the lane like Mark Sears and LeBaron Filon has. Also, Aiden Holloway shooting it well from deep, 5 for 11 from the three-point line. He's got 17.
Before we send it over to Roger Hoover for a Cook's Pest Control bench report, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification of the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
Well, the message in the Crimson Tide huddle, all about defense and especially stopping Brea from three-point land. Really no more good three-point looks for him coming up the rest of the way, according to the coaching staff. And Alabama feels like it's in pretty good shape if this can be a stretch where Alabama strings together some stops defensively. Obviously critical to do that with the Crimson Tide leading by 6 at the moment, but you just get that feeling, Bryan, with how critical this next 4-minute war is going to be. Have to string together some stops and put an end to this Kentucky run.
Yeah, Alabama's got to get it done at the three-point line. This Kentucky team, number 1 in the SEC in three-point percentage, and Kobe Brea, one of the best in the country. He's already knocked down 4 threes. He's 4 for 9, and every time Alabama has made a mistake, it's Kobe Brea getting free from the three-point line, and he typically doesn't miss in those situations. So these are two fast-paced teams and two teams that let it fly from the three-point line. Alabama's perimeter defense has to be really good, and turning defense into offense is something that this team did to extend the lead in the first half. Alabama needs stops against a Kentucky team that is beat up. They're in a little bit of foul trouble, but they've got firepower on that end of the floor.
Alabama will go Youngblood, Holloway, Stevenson, Omori, and Sears as it's 5 on the floor. Brea, Perry, Owe, Williams, and Carr, the 5 for Kentucky. Bama gets it front court, comes near side Sears. Corner, Youngblood, 3, bottom. Big one, Chris Youngblood knocks it home.
Kentucky went zone. Alabama read it. They changed what they were going to do on the offensive end. Slip Chris Youngblood to the corner. He was wide open and a big 3 for the Crimson Tide.
CY's first, bank first three-pointer of the ball game. 7:15 to play. Bama up 9. Cats with the ball, giving it left side to Owe. Owe up top to Williams. Fires it right side to Brea. Brea being hounded by Sears. Brea with 3 on the shot clock. 2, a desperation tray, no. Rebounded Holloway, and a foul's going to be called to the floor on Cliff Amore, and this may be a hook and hold review or a hit to the face. That's what they're saying. I knew they were going to go look at the film, and ordinarily it's one of those where you're kind of looking at a hook and hold situation, but it's going to be actually a shot to the face, and they're going to check to see if it was incidental or not.
Common foul. That plays under review.
Well, what a great defensive possession by Alabama and Mark Sears. He was all over Kobe Barea. We talked about such a key in the last 7 minutes of this game. You know where Kentucky wants to go, to their best three-point shooter. Late shot clock violation, and Mark Sears forced a difficult shot. Cliff Amore trying to block out one of the best rebounders in the SEC, and Amari Williams gets called for the foul, and they're still looking at it across the way.
Yep, this play's under review, brought to you by Bromberg's. Bromberg's, Alabama's oldest and most trusted jeweler.
After review, call on the court is confirmed. Common foul.
So nothing flagrant, just common foul with a shot to the face.
But at least we got another review.
We did. And again,
which is why we all come to these games.
I know. It's what we've got in the...
It's four fouls on
Cliff Amore. Yeah, it is Cliff Amore with 4. You got...
And that's a big call, because you got Grant Nelson with 4, who is starting to play better. Cliff Amore has been dominant in the paint.
14 rebounds to go with his 9 points. Yeah, the 4 fouls are huge. 9 points. Alabama advantage, and Williams at the stripe, shooting 1 plus the bonus. The lefty misses, rebounded by Sherrill. Aiden in for Cliff, grabs the rebound, and here's Holloway. Aiden working off a screen from Aiden. Holloway spinning, and a foul on Oweh, and that'll be his 5th.
Kentucky's leading scorer will not play the remainder of this one. What a job that Alabama has done on Oweh, the leading scorer for the Kentucky Wildcats. He will have to go out of this game 1 for 9 from the field. Alabama's defense against Kentucky's top scorer has been terrific in this one.
Averages 16 points per game does Otega Oweh. And he is fouled out, going just 1 of 9 from the field. He does have 6 rebounds and 2 assists, but a non-factor in this game.
Chris Youngblood will go to the line for, I think, a 1-and-1. He's only got 5 points, but he's been a difference maker in this game, especially on the defensive end. He spent most of the night on Oweh.
1-and-1.
Actually, it's Aiden Holloway, not Chris Youngblood.
Forgive me. Yeah, Holloway shooting the 1-and-1, and too strong, and the rebound's going to be fought for, out of bounds. Wow. Such last by the Cats. Williams really didn't get a big challenge. He had plenty of room, but I guess it was Stevenson who had battled with him a little bit for it.
Alabama, fortunate break right there. You did have a couple of guys battling for it, but a rare missed free throw from Holloway. Missed the front end, but Alabama with another opportunity.
Stevenson inbounds it to Youngblood. He will drive right, he'll spin, he'll shoot, he will score, and he is fouled. Chris Youngblood, the old school opportunity for a three-point play. The and one upcoming, and CY will try to make it a 78-66 lead, as that's 4 fouls now on Kobe Brea.
Boy, what a play by Chris Youngblood. Got Brea up in the air, leaning just a little bit. Brea didn't like the call, but a smart play by Chris Youngblood, and the strength to be able to finish through contact.
Another and one. Youngblood now with 8 points. Bama 18 of 21 from the free throw line in this game, and lead it by a dozen, matching their biggest advantage of the day. Inside, though, Noah answers with the layup, and the Cats pull back to within 10. 6:30 and ticking time left. Holloway weaving through traffic, kicks it over to Sears. Mark will drive into the paint, circles away from traffic, now goes right at Carr. Stops, baseline, window, no, rebound claimed by the Cats. It'll be Williams. Bring it the other way. Deflected and stolen by Holloway. Aiden will run the other direction. Cats fill in. Holloway, top of the arc. Between the legs with the dribble, and now to his left he goes. To his right he goes. To the rim he goes. And to 2 more points. It is Aiden Holloway getting it done. 19 for the little guard, and Bama leads by 12 again with 5:47 remaining.
And it started with the Aiden Holloway steal, did it on the defensive end, and finishes offensively.
Perry, top of the arc for 3. Brick, rebounded Stevenson. Outlet pass Sears. And Bama will hurry it the other way. Sears going to his left, to the baseline, to the paint. Kicks it back out Stevenson to Holloway. Let it fly, baby. Too strong in the rebound. Controlled by Kentucky.
Don't mind the look at all. That's one that he can make. It was deep, but in rhythm.
Timeout Kentucky. 5:15 to go. Bama 80, Kentucky 68, and we'll keep it right here as Kentucky head coach Mark Pope wanted a 30-second timeout to set things up. They have 1 remaining. Nate Oates still has 2 timeouts at his disposal.
Well, Alabama has played well offensively, but they haven't shot it great. Some missed opportunities at the three-point line. Alabama just 29%, 8 for 28, and a lot of those have been open. Alabama has been able to run their offense against this Kentucky defense and score at a high rate, but not shoot it at a great percentage from the three-point line. But fortunately for Alabama, one of the best two-point percentage defensive teams in the country, getting it done at the rim, several and-one opportunities. Mark Sears with 25 points, and a lot of that coming at the rim and at the free throw line. Alabama in attack mode on the offensive end.
Alabama will come out with Stevenson, Sears, Philon, Sherrill, and Youngblood as it's 5. Chandler, Carr, Garrison, Noah, and Brea, the 5 for Kentucky. Chandler with the basketball out high. Goes to his right, goes down the lane, throws it back out to Carr. Extra pass corner, Brea. He'll get into the paint. He's cut off. Holloway jumper, hangs on the rim and falls through. They got 2, but boy, did they have to work for it. Philon the other way for Bama. On the wing, driving to the bucket, stopping, looking, bounce pass to Sherrill. Now to Sears. Mark to Sherrill. Goes to the corner. Now to Youngblood for 3 again. Oh! Again. He's heating up. Chris Youngblood gives Bama its biggest lead at 83-70. 4:32 to go.
That's great ball movement by Alabama. Jaron Stevenson with the extra pass to Chris Youngblood, who knocks down a huge 3 for Bama.
Chandler to the rim. No. Put back laid in for 2 by Garrison. 11-point Bama lead. 4:16 to play. Philon to his left, backing it out off the screen from Sherrill. Philon to the free throw line, and now to his left, goes into the lane now. Lost the handle, got it back into the corner. Now they go to Youngblood again. Chris on the drive, lays it up. No, and the rebound by Kentucky, and the Cats will push it. Brea on the wing with Sherrill staying on him. Good recognition by the freshman. Sherrill staying on him. Brea on the drive, gets in, and he will go to the line, but Sherrill made sure he didn't get a 3, and he didn't get an easy layup.
Yeah, and go back to the previous possession. Kobe Brea scored on a floater, but it was great defense by Mark Sears, not allowing him to get free from the three-point line. Aiden Sherrill did the same thing. Kobe Brea, terrific player, able to get to the line, trying to cut in to this Alabama lead.
Timeout on the floor. 3:45 to go. Bama 83, Kentucky 72. If we were up there, I would say, and down the stretch they come here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Don't let pests invade your home this season. Give them the full court press by calling Cook's Pest Control. Cook's proven pest control methods and Centricon termite control system protect your home from unwanted pests and are backed by a 110% guarantee. Nobody is more thorough, courteous, or on time, except maybe me, Mark Sears. Trust Cook's Pest Control, the South's most trusted name in pest control for over 90 years.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
Red Diamond, we know that there's simply nothing better than the perfect sip of fresh brewed iced tea. And we've been working hard to make sure choosing Red Diamond is always easy. With only simple ingredients, water, tea leaves, and pure cane sugar. Or no sugar. We make sure our tea tastes like, well, tea. Stop by your local cooler and pick up a gallon for a perfect sip today. Red Diamond. Perfect's not easy.
3:45 to go in the ball game. Bama's up on Kentucky 11. 83-72. Be sure and stay tuned after the game for the Regions postgame show with Bama coach Nate Oates. And don't forget, you can get your University of Alabama Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card today. Tom Stipe, Chris Stewart, Bryan, Passink. We are courtside. Roger Hoover, we call this winning time. What are you hearing on the Bama bench?
Yeah, that's exactly what they're talking about. Just find a way to close out this game. Kentucky currently at 72 points. Continue to keep them as close to that as possible. But just a really positive energy in the huddle, really all throughout this game from the Crimson Tide players, even after a bit of a slow start in the first half. We've seen the energy be there really ever since this group came out of the locker room to begin the second half. So again, that's a huge positive and a great sign, Brian, I think, moving forward for this team, how positive the energy has been each and every huddle the Crimson Tide have had today.
Yeah, Alabama's getting it done on both ends of the floor. They haven't shot it great from the three-point line, but they've gotten great looks, executed their offense, and defensively getting stops. There's no secret where Mark Pope and the Kentucky Wildcats want to go. It's going to be Kobe Berea down the stretch. 3:45 to play. Plenty of time for Kentucky with the pace of play of this game. Kentucky, the #1 3-point percentage shooting team in the SEC. Berea, their best three-point shooter. They're going to him, especially with Otega Owe on the bench. They've got a couple of starters out that because of injury. They're going to Kobe Berea. Alabama's got to do a great job on him defensively. He was able to knock down the floater on the previous possession. This time, he gets to the free throw line. Alabama can't relax. Still plenty of time for the Cats to come back.
Plenty of time to come back. Alabama trying to keep the foot on the gas as the Tide led this one at the half, 47-40. They were down 12 with 9 minutes to go in the first half. They've led by as many as 13. They're up 11 right now with 3:45 to go, but the Cats are at the line, shooting the 1-and-1 with Brea. His first attempt of the day, and it's up and it's good. It hit the iron, it hit the window, and it fell through the net. And Kentucky is to within 10 once more. Brea now with 19 points. Trying to get to 20 with this one. And he does just that. 83-74 Alabama. And Grant Nelson will bring the ball into the front court for the Crimson Tide. Nelson, defended by Garrison, goes left. Now he's defended by Brea. He gets to the rim and he lays it in for two. We got the mismatch and took advantage.
During the timeout, Alabama was able to set up what they wanted on the offensive end with Kentucky at the free throw line. Got exactly what they wanted. Grant Nelson wide open at the rim.
Chandler stops. They throw it into Garrison, and a foul from behind is going to be called on Aiden Holloway. Bama got about 3.5 good minutes, Brian, with both Clifford Amore and Grant Nelson on the bench with 4 fouls. Credit Jaron Stevenson, also Aiden Sherrill, and others for helping pick up the slack.
Well, that's why depth is so important because of foul trouble or injuries. Alabama has dealt with both over the course of the season. You didn't miss a beat with both of those guys that you mentioned. And also Mo Diabate, a guy who comes in off the bench for Alabama. So important to have depth in this league, and Alabama's got it.
Front end of the 1-and-1, good by Garrison to make it a 10-point game again with 3:18 remaining. Both free throws good from the Kentucky big man, and Alabama with 3:15 to go leads by 9 with the ball. Nelson brings it up again. They double team him. He fires it over to Sears. Mark working against Pope will drive right. Actually, it's Noah guarding him. Now it's Nelson driving into the lane. Puts it up. It wouldn't go with the left hand, but he's fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot a pair.
That's really good recognition. Mark Sears got double-teamed. Got it to Grant Nelson. No hesitation. Attacked the basket. Took the contact. Almost a three-point play opportunity. But Nelson gets to the line with a chance to extend the lead.
Grant only had 2 points prior to that layup on the previous possession. And he's trying to add to his total right here. He's got a pair of shots upcoming with 3:01 on the clock. Free throw's too strong. It's off the back iron. A little flat and long on the attempt as Garrison exits. And Williams comes in to replace him once more for Kentucky.
Nate Oates will get some length on the floor defensively with a versatile defender in Jaron Stevenson. Wouldn't be surprised if we see him on Kobe Barea.
Nelson gets 1 of 2, and Bama leads it by 10 with 3 minutes remaining. Chandler will bring it ahead for the Cats. Chandler off of a screen, left alone, shoots a 3 and rattles it in. Stevenson got caught underneath the screen, and that was a mistake.
Well, he got caught under the screen because he went under the screen. You're not supposed to go under the screen against a three-point shooter. Nate Oates letting Jaron know it.
Now Sears weaving through traffic, gets into the lane and got tripped. And Mark will go to the line to shoot 2 shots for the Crimson Tide.
That's an example of a defensive mistake. You can play with great effort, which Jaron was on that possession, but you can't go the wrong way on the screen against a three-point shooter. Don't go behind. Gave enough space for Kentucky to get off an easy look from deep.
Chandler picks up his 5th foul on that play, and he'll leave the floor for the rest of the night. In to replace him will be Travis Perry. Sears shooting 2. First one's up, first one's good. Alabama 19 of 23 from the free throw line. Kentucky is 14 of 20. Second free throw up, second free throw good, and Bama leads it by 9, 88-79 with 2:35 to go in the ball game. Here comes Kentucky front court with Perry. Perry to Williams, top of the arc. Now Brea on the drive, gets into the paint, stops, spins, shoots, no good. Rebound fought for, snatched by Nelson, and now he'll give it to Sears. Mark will push it with 2:17 to go. Throws a lob, a bad pass. It's batted away and stolen by Kentucky. He was trying to get it to Amori, but Mark takes it back. Here comes Bama. Sears for 3. We forgive you for the turnover as Mark Christopher Sears gives Bama the 12-point lead with 2 minutes to go.
That's probably a bad shot for anybody in the country not named Mark Sears as he rose up and knocked down a dagger.
Brea had the shot altered by Cliff. He missed it. Here's Bama the other way with 1:44. Sears breaking down the defender. Gives it off. Youngblood, 3. Bottom. Timeout, Kentucky. And listen to this crowd. Bama lead, 94-79 with 1:31 to go.
What a great job by Alabama. After the mistake by Mark Sears, he makes up for it on the defensive end, gets the steal, rises up for 3, and Nate Oates on the second stop, time and score to Alabama's advantage, but sensing Kentucky on their heels and the momentum from his team, told Mark and Chris Youngblood to go push the pace. Got another open shot, knocked it down, and Alabama rolling here late against the Cats.
Fun day at the office. Tough one. Still got 91 seconds to play. But Alabama, its biggest lead of the day at 15. 94-79 and 1:31 remaining.
You know, I mentioned that was probably a bad shot for anybody not named Mark Sears. And I don't know that there's many coaches, if any, in the country that in that situation is going to tell his guys to go, push it, get an open shot, and let it fly. Nate Oates has such a great feel for his team and what they need. Could sense that Mark Sears, Chris Youngblood were in a rhythm and a flow, getting stops, open shots, and Alabama able to seal the deal against the Cats.
He turned it over. We go to the other end. He gets a steal. He hits a three. He's got 30. But, oh, that's not all. 4 boards, 4 assists, only 2 turnovers in 34 minutes. And he's led Bama to a 15-point advantage. Kentucky with the ball and only a minute 25 to go. Carr giving it off to Brea, hounded by Youngblood. Brea trying to shake free. Can't. Feeds it to Williams. 10 on the shot clock. Williams in the paint at 7. At 6. Contested by Cliff, but he had to muscle his way to get it to go.
That's great defense by Cliff Amore. Amore Williams gets the deuce, but Cliff Amore has played so well on both ends in this one.
Bama with the ball. 1 minute to go as Tony Giles tells the crowd. Tide leading by 13. Sears playing keep away. They're chasing him. They're not fouling him. Sears on the drive. A bounce pass to Cliff. Lost it out of bounds. Possession will belong to the Cats, but we chewed a lot of time off the clock before we gave it away for what is the 14th turnover by Alabama. 15th, actually. Perry the other way. Perry on the drive. Gets underneath the basket. Fouled by Jaron Stevenson. And that'll be 2 shots upcoming again for Kentucky. Clock stop with 36.9 seconds to go.
Would have loved to have gotten that from Cliff Amore to give him the double-double. 14 points, 14 rebounds in this game. Turns it over, but this game's over. And it was because Alabama in the first half was able to put some stops together, extend the lead. You know what they're going to do on the offensive end? Similar here late in the second half as Kentucky was threatening, making big plays on both ends of the floor. Chris Youngblood and Mark Sears with big shots, and Alabama getting it done defensively late here as well.
Both free throws good by Perry. Phylon gives it to Nelson. Ahead to Youngblood. Chris will throw the exclamation point from Big Cliff. Let the big dog eat. 13-point lead again. Cliff, the double-double. Driving Perry, bounce pass, batted around. Williams shot it, missed it, and Alabama's going to be able to run this one out. Sears will have the ball after Nelson made the pass. Final 10 seconds are going to tick away. Kentucky's not going to foul. We're about to strike up the band and get out of here, beating Kentucky for the second time this year. One more for the second win over the Cats this year. Your final. Alabama a winner. New blood beats blue blood for the second time this season. Alabama 22-5. Kentucky 18-9. They are 7-7 in the league, and Bama not done yet. Sits at 11-3 in SEC play. Postgame comes your way in a moment on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Convenience is the name of the game at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Tuscaloosa University. Located on Veterans Memorial Parkway, the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Tuscaloosa University offers just the right amenities for a relaxing getaway or a productive business trip. The University of Alabama, Bryant-Denny Stadium, Coleman Coliseum, and the Bryan Conference Center are within 2 miles, making any visit to the Capstone convenient. Whatever you're visiting Tuscaloosa for, the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Tuscaloosa University is the perfect hotel destination and a proud preferred hotel partner of the Crimson Tide.
When it comes to land care, you need equipment that's a slam dunk every time. At Tri-Green Equipment, we provide the tried and true support you need for your John Deere gear. Just like the Alabama Crimson Tide, we're always ready to assist you in making those game-winning plays. Visit us today and experience the unbeatable support that keeps you in the game. Tri-Green Equipment, proud sponsor of Crimson Tide basketball.
Sports bring us together, but sickness can keep us apart. Don't miss out on what matters most.
Vaccines help keep you in the stands while we are on the court.
Staying up to date on your vaccines, including for respiratory viruses, keeps you in the game, protecting yourself and those around you. Be here, be healthy. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM for more information.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota, let's go places. Get $1,750 in bonus lease cash on a new 2024 Toyota Tacoma SR5. Offer valid through March 3rd, 2025. Offer entitled $1,750 bonus lease cash on the lease of a new and untitled 2024 Toyota Tacoma SR5 gas vehicle. Bonus cash may be used only toward down payment or capitalized cost reduction on the new vehicle. See dealer for details.
At Red Diamond, we know that there's simply nothing better than the perfect sip of fresh brewed iced tea. And we've been working hard to make sure choosing Red Diamond is always easy, with only simple ingredients: water, tea leaves, and pure cane sugar, or no sugar. We make sure our tea tastes like, well, tea. Stop by your local cooler and pick up a gallon for a perfect sip today. Red Diamond. Perfect's not easy. Need a little home makeover to get through the last few weeks of winter? Kohl's is having a big sale so you can give your home a reset. Plus, Kohl's Rewards members save an extra 15% on so much to refresh your space, like stylish decor, cozy pillows, convenient storage, and so much more. So hurry to Kohl's to snag your savings before the secret's out. Select styles. Kohl's Rewards 15% off coupon valid through March 2nd. Must be a Kohl's Rewards member. Exclusions apply. Visit a store or Kohls.com for details.
Welcome to the Regions Postgame Show on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Get your University of Alabama Regions Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card today.
Final score from Coleman Coliseum, it's Alabama 96 and Kentucky 83. Roger Hoover, glad to welcome you to the Regions Postgame Show. Get your University of Alabama Regions Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card today. Crimson Tide winners 96-83. Again, the final score. Let's go ahead and name the Texaco star of the game. Unbeatable shots, unbeatable plays, and the unbeatable mileage. Texaco and Techron. Bryan Passink, pretty easy choice tonight. Mark Sears, 30 points in this ballgame, leading Alabama to the win over Kentucky.
Yeah, had 35 on Wednesday night at Missouri, 35 points, 5 assists in that game. But in that game, he was kind of by himself on both ends of the floor. Complete team effort, but Mark Sears, another 30-point game. 30 in this one, 8 for 17 from the field, 3 for 8 from the three-point line, and a perfect 11 for 11 from the free throw line. He was great in this one on both ends of the floor. Alabama desperately needed a win here this afternoon or tonight, and Mark Sears was not going to let this team lose. He played great on both ends of the floor.
Alabama needed the win, got the win. Again, the final score 96-83 over Kentucky. And you know, fans, making Evan Williams bourbon part of your game day traditions and, of course, game-winning celebrations, it's a slam dunk. Visit evanwilliams.com to find a bottle near you. Evan Williams, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Bardstown, Kentucky. 43 to 45% alcohol by volume. Think wisely, drink wisely, and roll Tide. Again, the Crimson Tide pick up the victory. The final score 96-83 over Kentucky. We'll be back with more of the Region's postgame show next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Your moment has arrived. It's time to shed the normal day-to-day version of yourself and let your most fabulous self loose. Make your way to Wind Creek Wetumpka, because whatever your idea of fabulous is, this is where you'll find it. Wind Creek Wetumpka. It's your kind of fabulous. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
If you're looking for the best selection in Crimson Tide apparel, look no further than the Soup Store. The Soup Store is every Bama fan's ultimate destination for the hottest gear and accessories, with 3 great locations around campus to serve you: in Tuscaloosa on campus at the University Student Center, on the Strip in front of Bryant-Denny Stadium, and on Bryan Drive. If you can't get to Tuscaloosa, shop the Soup Store online at soupstore.ua.edu. The Soup Store is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics.
Nobody beats me, Mark Sears, on the court, and nobody beats Cook's Pest Control when it comes to superior protection against unwanted pests and termites. Cook's knowledgeable and courteous technicians are expertly trained to get the job done right. Guaranteed. Call Cooks today for your free quote or to schedule a free on-site inspection. Roll Tide.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
Coleman Coliseum gives the Tide a big home court advantage. When it comes to your home, count on Tri-Green Equipment to give you a big advantage with our lineup of John Deere equipment and tried and true expertise. We'll help you call the right plays on your property, and we're always there when you need an assist. From riding mowers, compact utility tractors, gators, to agriculture equipment, we've got serious game. Stop by one of our locations or visit TriGreenEquipment.com. Proud sponsors of Alabama Crimson Tide basketball.
Stevenson on the left wing with a dribble. Still has it. Goes between the legs. Goes down the lane. Goes to the rack. Alabama's taking the lead.
And that was our assist of the game. It's presented by Baumhauer's Victory Grill. The weather outside is cooler, and that means it is chili season at Baumhauer's. Their signature BB's homemade chili, packed with plenty of flavor. Love hearty beef tips, a splash of draft beer, and topped with their fresh hand-cut toppings. And don't forget about their new chili cheese nachos, chili cheese potato stack, and loaded chili cheese fries. Baumhauer's, legendary fun, legendary food. Fun time this afternoon in Tuscaloosa as the Crimson Tide pick up the win, 96-83 against Kentucky. And by the way, this is for Alabama, 4th ever sweep against Kentucky. Nate Oates has been the head coach for 2 of those sweeps against the Wildcats in Alabama basketball history. Great to see tonight's win for the Crimson Tide against Kentucky. Turning point of the game is presented by Payless Drugs. Payless Drugs, your locally owned family pharmacy with now 5 locations in the Birmingham area. Payless can handle your prescriptions, over-the-counter solutions, and home delivery. Visit mynewpharmacy.com to pay less. Bryan Passink, what was that turning point of the game?
Well, I thought Alabama got it done defensively about, midway through the first half, where took what was a double-digit deficit, turned it into a double-digit lead. Didn't have quite that going into halftime, but really set the tone on both ends of the floor. This is a Kentucky team that is beat up a little bit, but they have offensive firepower, and they've been playing well lately. They're the best three-point shooting team from a percentage standpoint in the SEC, so you knew they were capable of coming back. I thought Alabama's defense had a sense of urgency, and that's one thing that Nate Oates said that he wanted to see in this game. Mark Sears was terrific, but had a lot of help. Chris Youngblood, I thought Cliff Amore, the job he did on the defensive end, rebounding the ball, was key in this one. But this is one that Alabama knew they needed, and they came out and played like the veterans that they are, led by Mark Sears, but it was a team effort, team win, got it done on both ends of the floor. Love to see that going into this tough stretch of games.
Yeah, tough stretch coming up, and for the Crimson Tide, they were trying to bounce back after back-to-back losses for the first time this year. Now it's time to string together back-to-back wins, and it doesn't get much easier coming up this week on Tuesday against Mississippi State.
I thought a big reason for the win here tonight was Alabama's mental toughness and physical toughness to beat Mississippi State, whether you're in Starkville, which Alabama was able to get it done earlier in conference play, or on Tuesday night. You got to cope with toughness against a Chris Jans coach team. Mississippi State is one of the most physically tough teams in the SEC. And oh, by the way, they're really good. Josh Hubbard is one of the best guards in the SEC, if not the country. Had a career game against Alabama in Starkville. Alabama's got to do a good job against them defensively, and this has been an Alabama team that when they play defense, one of the best teams in the country, national championship good. We saw some of that here tonight. It wasn't a total 40-minute game for Alabama, but definitely a step in the right direction.
Certainly was. Brian, we'll see you on Tuesday. Roll Tide.
Look forward to it. Roll Tide.
That's Bryan Passink. I'm Roger Hoover. We'll return with more of the Region's postgame show next. Final score in Tuscaloosa, Alabama 96 and Kentucky 83. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.